It's happening. Listen, before this episode starts, we just thought we'd make a little clip to let you know that anyone who doesn't know, we now have a Patreon. It is patreon.com/another one podcast. And there's like a few different tiers on there. And we can go and get where you can sign up to us. And it helps us make this podcast. Helps us pay for the podcast. Helps us make it better. Helps us improve and put more content out. We've got big plans for things we want to do. Haven't we? Since
Yes, we have. We've got big plans. We have got big plans.
Yes, Rob. Yes.
No, we have got big plans, and without anyone signing to the Patreon, this will die.
Yeah.
This will go away eventually, because if we can't make it work financially, we can't keep doing it, can we?
No, we can't just keep throwing fucking...
No, and we've got Aftermill to buy, and that fucking costs
We've got kids to pay for. Yeah. Listen, I'll be honest, if I can't provide, I'll leave.
Yeah.
So...
And we already know...
You don't want to make an orphan.
We already know how it's going, don't we? So we needed to be giving us something back.
Yeah, please.
Because we're bleeding here.
My kids are begging. My kids begging.
So sign up to the Patreon, patreon.com/another one podcast.
That's it. There's 3 different tiers, loads of different prices.
Pick one.
Help
sign
us.
Up. You won't even notice it going out your bank. It's a couple of quid.
Less than a Tesco meal deal. Or, well, maybe more than a Tesco meal deal.
You'd buy a starving man a meal deal, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, I'm starving. That's what we are. Look at me.
Look at him. Do you think that? Do you think this?
Help.
Another one.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Another One podcast with me, Simon Wozniak, co-host Rob Thomas.
It's happening.
And joining us today, to my right, how many episodes is this, Danny?
Hat-trick ball.
Hat-trick ball for...
Fiddle with your cable a bit, Danny, please.
Danny Sutcliffe.
That would go into the mic.
There we go.
Cable
nice and professional start.
This one,
there.
this part.
Jesus Christ.
The connection.
What do you want me to do?
Right, you just add it then. Go on, put it again. Push it in. Right, now talk. Now talk.
Done it.
Oh, no.
No?
No, right.
I broke it.
No, you're back, aren't you? You're back in the game.
Don't
You're in
move,
the game.
Danny Sutcliffe, everyone.
You're in the game.
Third time here.
There we go. Danny Sutcliffe. And debutante. We've never met before.
Yeah.
Noz.
And you've got to say the full name.
Yeah.
Nooruddean.
Notre Dame.
He's far eastern. That's a joke off pod, by the way.
Yeah.
You look terrible now.
Yeah, I know. That was him.
No,
that was fucking him.
I was like, you can't say that. They're a proud people.
Yeah. So Noz, I honestly have no idea.
How do you pronounce your real name?
I do it in a Manc accent, which is Nooruddean.
Nooruddean.
But it's in Arabic, and it's the original Arabic. It's supposed to be like Nooruddean or something.
Right.
See, that's the thing. We've had this conversation on this podcast before, is about doing accents with names. We had it with Tez and Eshan about how.
Yeah,
so
I can do Eshan. It's
Eshan Akbar.
Yeah.
Eshan Akbar.
Like that's what you meant to do.
But
Yeah.
you can't.
But you know.
Yeah. What about your name? Is it? Does it have like?
Well,
its own...
I thought it was Wozniak.
Yeah.
But what I think, if it was a Polish person, it would be like Wozniak.
Ah, right.
Like that.
Okay. Yeah.
That's how it would be. But then I've westernized it to try and survive high school. I'm not telling, can you pronounce it Wozniak to the teacher, am I?
You could have seen. It could have been Noz and Was.
There you go. It's over.
Let's do a breakaway.
89 episodes. It's done. Phil Ellis will be here for the 90th. Noz and Was for the first one.
And when theirs one's finished, it's Woznoz.
Was Noz.
We're not.
Was Noz was.
Was Noz what?
Woznoz.
Noz was here.
Past tense sound.
So you don't have any of
Was
this
Noz.
trouble with Sutcliffe.
No.
Sutty.
Sutty. Yep.
So, does anyone in your family, even though we're 69 episodes, anyone in your family actually pronounce it, speak Polish?
No. Hang on, I'll get back to that in a second. What is your name? No, full name, first and second.
It's well, my full name is Nooruddean Mohammed Sadiq Choudry.
Right, okay, so it's Nooruddean Choudry.
Yeah.
2 middles from birth, or
Sorry?
2 middles from birth, or do you have a confirmation like us lot?
No, from birth, yeah. But yeah, no, it's I always went by Noz, and then like after a while I thought, like, why am I going by Noz? It's kind of like, it feels as if you're a bit ashamed of who you are, but it's just easier.
Are you ashamed of who you are? Because I'm ashamed of who I am.
Well, nothing to do with race, just generally.
Simon is spelled SZYMON.
Zimon.
Yeah. Right. So you say you go. Oh, you don't want to be Noz. Oh, you were Noz because you were ashamed.
No. I don't mind. Like, I'm fine with Noz. It's just like. Sometimes I think, like, why did I start using it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like a point in your life where it's like, oh, did I just try and acclimatise?
To survive.
Yeah, it's that thing of wanting to fit in and like, especially if white people are like if it's more than if it's more than 3 syllables, it's sort of like it's quite easy to read, but like it looks complicated.
Yeah,
you say yours is easy to read. I thought it was Nooruddean.
Some people
isn't it N-O-U-R?
No, that's another spelling.
Right.
But some people think it...
No, you don't help yourself, do you?
One of the weird pronunciations that I get a lot is they think it rhymes with meridian.
I said Nooruddean.
Yeah.
What's your Twitter handle? Because all I've seen is when we did that, the Legends, the Heroes one, and you shared the bit about when I called the guy shithouse for gambling. And then I thought, so who's Nooruddean? Is Nooruddean?
No, Noz isn't in it. Noz is just like it's like Morrissey's called Moz.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? It's N-O-O-R-U-D-D-E-A-N.
Then I saw the followers. I thought, who the fuck is this guy?
You'd be amazed the amount of times people think, who the fuck is he and why has he got that many followers?
How?
I don't know. It just happened.
So are you like famous? Do you get recognised?
I mean, sometimes I get recognised, but
are you like one of these anonymous Twitter famous people?
Well, a lot. My avatar's like a little kid, so like a lot of the time people won't know what I look like unless I do stuff like this.
Right, that's what I mean. So you won't get recognised?
Well, I mean, I used to have my face. The reason why I took my face off is A, I started to get recognised a bit, and B, I had a stalk for a while.
Oh, nice.
Very
Male or female?
arrogant to think they had the stalker.
No, as in the police got involved in everything.
How bad did it get?
As in, turned up at my house.
Whoa. The stalker did?
Yeah.
And just
how did you find out where you live?
Because
he told them.
I don't know how much to sort of disclose here because
you don't have to go into it. Just say I'm not talking about it. Shut up and move on.
Well, their job meant that they were privy to addresses.
Oh. Did they get sacked for it then, or?
I don't know. I didn't like. So I think she had.
Was it she?
I don't know about the remind me about the Polish thing. It's not very interesting. We probably don't need to speak about it, but just in case, it's always there to talk about. Go on. Go on. So you had a female stalker.
Yeah. So she was clearly had mental problems. So I didn't want her to get the sack.
Was she stalking affably or?
Yeah, but obsessively. Right. And to the extent that like the police got involved and she was quiet for a while and then started again, and then a package was hand delivered to my home, and then
her own shit,
and then that's when I got that's when I got the police involved again, and basically they said, "Do you want to take it further?" And I said, "Well, I need to sort of scare it into sort of stopping."
Yeah, anyway, we can make a stop.
So basically, the police said to her, they called her in and they said, if you don't stop, like we're gonna commence criminal charges and stuff. So since then it's been all right, hopefully.
So how did she know you?
Off like social media and stuff.
Wow.
She old or young?
Well, youngish.
And she wasn't
what took her fancy?
No use.
No use. Okay now. Because I could tell you wanted to ask, was she fit? And then you thought, what's a nicer way to say it?
What's a more toxic? Yeah. No, I wanted it to be toxic.
How toxic can I get with this?
Yeah.
What took her fancy? Because
Look at him.
Yeah, but I didn't mean that because I know his Twitter. It's very left leaning and then football,
right?
And then funny jabs about football. So it's like I'm wondering what was the left leaningness? Was it?
Do you know what it is? Is I think that a lot of people from my Twitter think that they know me quite well and they don't.
Yeah.
Because I'm quite open.
Yep.
Like I'll reply. I'll quite often I'll reply
Yeah.
to people who sort of like send me messages. I'll always like favorite stuff. So
Yeah.
so and like people are dead nice. Like I have got to know people through Twitter, but I think people think they know me better than they do.
What's mad as well is your Twitter handle. I don't know if it's still there, but the first thing you see on your Twitter page is your name, and then don't follow me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
And that woman was
yeah.
like,
Don't message
fuck
me.
that. No, you don't mean me.
yeah, it was. Yeah, she ignored that, but but it's a
challenge.
It's scary.
You know what women are like?
As stand-ups, you must have had like uncomfortably obsessive people, even if it was just for one night.
Yeah,
You get
it's
stuck in conversations, don't you? People sometimes like to tell you the other comics that they've seen and know.
as
And
if
it
there's a
just-
mate sort of thing.
Yeah, and it's lovely that they're enthusiastic about it, and they want to come over and tell you, but sometimes you're like, there's nowhere we can go with this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
I've had one woman cry because she couldn't believe she'd seen me.
Oh, wow.
And it was literally the corridor outside of the gig. I was like, where else was it going? How else was it going to get out? Like,
Does feel insulting though, doesn't it?
that was in Runcorn, literally.
What are you doing here when you're on the bill?
It was literally, it was like she'd seen me on stage and the break had happened and the next act had gone on. So I'm going to get out.
There's definitely a thing.
And they'd gone to the toilet and then cried
like,
because she'd seen me.
You'll see it on comedy nights where like the comic will come off, and then 3 or 4 people make a beeline for them, don't they?
Yeah.
Just to have a chat.
That's horrible, hot water, yeah.
Yeah.
If you MC hot water at the end of the gig, you got to tell them, like, basically, you got to dash to that door before they can. So you got to go, oh, that's the break, and just fucking leg it. Otherwise, they just go, oh, I want to tell you the joke. The worst is when, if you're MC, it's when they want to tell you jokes based on other acts set.
Yeah.
Oh, you know that lad said that? Like, no, I didn't watch him. No. I haven't got a clue what he said. I've been playing on my phone for 15 minutes.
Have you ever done it where like there's been a couple of people on and someone's come up to your end and gone, oh, that joke about the lorry, and you're like, that was 2 lads before me. That wasn't me. Sorry.
Do you know what I was slightly gutted about? And this is a really dumb thing to think. I thought that on like a comedy night, everyone turns up, everyone watches everyone, and everyone stays until the end in the green room. And then you realise that people are doubling up.
Oh, no.
And people hate each other on the same.
We'll be in the same room as each other.
Well, this is what I'm fascinated by, like the dynamics and like the politics of like industries and stuff.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
And would you? I get the feeling that the comedy sort of in like the stand-up sort of sector is quite bitchy.
Oh, massively, yeah.
Yeah.
See, I get the thing is that sometimes what's quite funny is when somebody doesn't know your act, and in the green room they'll be slagging off basically what it is you do. I love that because I've been into. I have some acts been going like, yeah, all these guys doing this, and this, and
Them
I'm going
trans
like,
jokes.
oh yeah, you just wait, give it 15 minutes. Luckily, I'm getting straight off after this, and I love that. I'm sitting there going, yeah, I know what you mean, I know what you mean, I know what you mean, and they go, me fucking misses, and like,
Do you ever get it where they're slagging someone off and they're actually slagging off your mate?
Oh, yeah. But then I
never
joined in.
names.
Literally, it was on Adam Rowe and Friends on Wednesday. And I started laughing because the minute Adam walked out the room, me and Freddie started bitching about him. I was like,
friendly,
it's
though.
Adam
That's
Rowe and
ribbing,
Friends.
isn't it?
So
Yeah.
we're just
He's
here.
paying them to be there.
Do you ever have a situation where because like there's a lot of podcasts sort of especially like Scouse ones and all.
Some would say too many.
Not some.
But like there's loads of sort of like friendly sort of taking piss out of each other.
Yeah.
Does anyone ever think that it's serious and there's a rivalry and stuff?
I'll be able to take. Yeah, I got so when I done Green Room with Tony and Jamie, I was taking a piss. They said, because I'm known for being quite abrasive and that, and like being a wind up. They were asking why didn't I do roast battle, and I said because I can't make it into a joke. I'm just nasty. It's like,
I'll cut 'em.
Yeah, I don't turn it into a pun. I'll just be horrible. It's like
I'll just tell them horrible facts about their own
literally.
life.
It's like, what do you mean? It's like, well, there's one actor whose birds cheated on him, and no one brought it up. That's like, why? I was literally in the green room going, why aren't you all calling him a cook? What's going on? Like, what's like? And I said that on the pod, and Rowan just split up with his bird, and so all his fans immediately assumed it was about him, and it wasn't. It's about somebody else. Immediately assumed it was about him, and they just started oh, you're horrible. Rose said he didn't want to talk about it. I'm like, he hasn't talked about it. I haven't mentioned anything. It's not him. Like, but they were just obsessed with the idea. It must be him, sort of thing. So some people do listen, take it seriously, but then most people know it's a piss take. What happens now, loads, is MC clips go out. Obviously, Paul Smith's gone ballistic.
Yeah.
Every comment is, why are these all stealing off Paul Smith? Why are you all doing what Paul Smith does? It's like, like it's ridiculous. Like,
we're a bunch of hacks.
Because we all want a McLaren, that's why.
What I'm interested in also is the way somebody can have like mates or be popular to a certain extent. As soon as they have something that's dead successful, all these people start arse-licking.
Oh, there's loads of that, yeah. But yeah.
Well, I suppose that's in any industry, isn't it?
Yeah, but you must have that though with just the fact that you've got loads of followers.
I suppose so.
You must have noticed people coming to you and being like,
hence why on this pod.
let's try and do stuff. Let's try and do this just because you got followers, sort of thing.
I suppose so. But like
in journalism. So when you started with Joe, did your followers ever come into it or anything like that? Because there must be jobs where people have gone, that's a big boost for us.
Well, the funny thing, when I started at Joe, it was more about sort of who followed me. So, so when we started off, it was big-ish in Ireland.
Yeah.
Like it started up in Ireland.
Yeah.
And we were launching in the UK for the first time, and there was like a team of like 5. It was dead small.
Yeah.
And like one of the first interviews we got was Gary Lineker, and that was just me DMing him and saying, "There's this new thing starting. Can we get you on to do an interview?" And it was that kind of thing. So, so
was your picture of you as a child?
It was there Wayne who actually answered back.
Gary's like straight away.
He thought it was Schofield. He saw the white hair and thought it was Schofield. Oh no, it's Lineker, that one. Oh, fuck's sake.
When I turn up, he's like, "Oh, fuck's sake."
Yeah. This morning, not match of the day, you idiot.
Well, that's fresh, isn't it? The whole Schofield stuff.
We'll get on to him. I also want to get back to your stalker, but also we segued into Joe, didn't we? And then I don't know what else we talked about. I've forgotten now.
No, I was asking about how the industry works with bitches.
Yeah, but that's what you guys suck your way to the top, innit? That's what.
Yeah, but I've got more respect for people who
you get nowhere in this game like that.
No.
There's also you
can't get to the top without fucking stepping on the heads.
Friendships are a necessity, which is what we were when we started off.
Well, also like how ambitious would you say you are?
Not very.
Well,
I am ambitious, but I don't want to work.
I know where I want to be.
Yeah.
I don't want to put any effort in to get there.
Where do you want to be?
So I want to tour off my own name. Right. So, but I don't want to be famous. So I don't want to be Paul Smith level because you can't go anywhere. You can't do it. I still want to be able to piss myself in Benidorm and it not be in the papers. so I want to be able to have my life still, but have enough people know who I am as a comic to want to come and see me do an hour of comedy somewhere.
Right.
So that
Paul could piss himself in Benidorm if he just doesn't gig for a year or two. You don't gig if you're not in the public. If you're not putting yourself out there, they lose interest.
Paul sold 250,000 tickets for this tour.
Yeah.
So,
but if he took a year or two off,
you think people just forget about him?
Well, they wouldn't be as big a deal.
I think Paul's in that weird era now where he can't because his stuff is just online. He's famous for being online. And then videos being constant.
So that's Blair. Blair be like, I don't give a fuck. You're getting everywhere. Paul be like, can I just have 2 years without anyone seeing me? Be like, fuck off. 10 clips, go. There you go. But Blair can piss himself all he likes at Alton Towers.
No, but say Paul, if he did something on holiday, like piss himself or something.
Well, for the stag do, we went to a castle.
Yeah.
We were originally meant to go to Ibiza. I don't think he really wanted to go, but he was sort of up for it. We booked it. Pandemic hit, wedding got postponed. When the wedding come back, he wasn't going to have a stag do because it sort of got to the point where he was like, I can't really do Ibiza. So we just went to a castle where it was just us because he wouldn't be left alone.
Nice. Yeah, but I suppose what I'm asking is would it get in the papers if he did something? Like how big is he sort of?
So it would go viral.
Right, I see.
And then you know what papers are like. They'll pick it up just because it's viral.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they get in the papers or
if it shows them in a negative light, the industry pick it up.
Daily
Any
Mail will pick it
positive
up.
couldn't give a fuck.
If Daily-
Negative, they'll have it.
Daily Mail will probably pick it up if it got viral enough.
Scouser getting. Oh, they love to tear him down in the big
See,
news.
fix for that is you piss yourself visiting sick kids in an hospital.
Yeah, exactly, Danny.
Hey.
Alicante Hospital.
Exactly.
After 6 hours in Tahiti Beach, Alicante
Pissing on
Hospital.
terminally ill children in Benidorm.
Wiping your hand on the head. Take
The
care.
dream.
But it's so interesting. There's different kinds of fame these days. It used to be if you're famous, you're just famous.
Yeah.
Everyone knows about you. Now you can be famous and loads of people don't know who you are.
Yeah.
So Paul could
Famous
go on.
within your own
Paul could
realm.
go on This Morning tomorrow, and there'd be loads of people thinking, "Who's he?"
Yeah. There's different people. We've got different reference points.
Yeah.
Like we said this the end of the week, whereas there's some people who will only consider you successful if you've been on telly.
Yeah.
And I don't even mean in the industry. I mean, like, well, it's probably people in the industry, but like, there's family members. You could sell out. You could sell out the arena, 8,000 people, and if they've not seen you on telly, it's just passed them by.
It's the night of the Apollo effect, isn't it? So when you're doing that as if like the thing is, a lot of our friends have done that now as well, and it's great. But like,
It's nothing.
I think I'd have to
sort of thing,
fucking kill myself at the end of it because that's it.
yeah.
My load's gone. You know, that's what. Where the fuck do
You've
I go
done the
from here?
circuit. You've reached the pinnacle.
Yeah.
You've done it. You've
But it's funny now because we know the viewer figures are live at the Apollo.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're like, well, people go, you don't do live at the Apollo? I've got clips that have had more views than that.
Yeah.
Why,
True.
Why would I chase myself to do that sort of thing?
Yeah.
Money.
But then it's still...
Nice little payday, isn't it?
Yeah, but
it still has got a little stamp of thing.
Well, that's the thing.
Any of us
Just though,
It's
that's
still a
just because
little-
I think
there
that's
you
just
go,
because
you've
we've
done
given
now.
it.
Yeah.
That, though. I think we give it that credence now where it doesn't really deserve it anymore.
Yeah.
Get a clip on Lad Bible if you were.
Well, it's interesting, like Lad Bible and and Jones stuff like that. So when I was working for those, when I was working at Joe,
Did you work for Lad Bible as well?
no. Well,
just mean-
I mean, like the
Like internet sort of media companies.
yeah. So there was a period where there was an attempt to be more like the BBC and more like Channel 4.
Yeah.
And my sort of argument to that was, in terms of views, in terms of stuff like that, we're beating them.
Yeah.
And if anything, on the internet, they're trying to be like us.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
copying us, and I've never understood. I think it's a form of insecurity if you're trying to be like the old
It's establishment,
way of
isn't
doing
it?
Yeah. But it's like that thing of like, if you're massive, if you've got like a massive podcast like Rowan Nightingale, like you don't really need to chase the Channel 4 award. Like that's not.
I think
that's a bonus.
I think that's just more. Yeah, I think there's still a desire to want to be recognised in the industry, isn't it? I think that's what comes from because they did chase that award.
Yeah,
and I think that was just because like for everything you're doing,
they don't need it.
Yeah, but then you have a dad who never loved you. You still want to.
I suppose so.
It's that sort of thing, isn't it? It's like your dad who's never told you you've done well. You want one day and just go, no, you done right there, son. You're like that. That'll do me. Then I'll walk away.
It's like getting a certificate, innit?
Yeah.
You know, to say I've got a bit of paper that says I did it. You know, like
It's like I remember when I first started comedy, all I wanted to do was play a weekend at the Frog.
Yeah.
And now I've done that, and I'm like, I want the money now. But no, I have no desire to play the Frog itself.
Have you ever been
with
paid
the money itself
for having a gig pulled?
No, yeah.
Have you not had it?
Yeah.
I think I've had it once in maybe 12 years of stand-up.
That's your dream
It's
now.
the best gig I ever had. I rang me mum from the car because we were at the gig. No one turned up. We got the full fee. The fucking manager was like that.
Yeah.
He made me go and double check with the promoter.
Yeah.
For the amount. And I went back and I was like, no, that's right. And he's like,
best one I did with Kerb, literally for saying yes in an email. Got a full fee. So they messaged. I was in Nottingham, and they said, "Do you want to go and open Loughborough and then go to Nottingham?" And I went, "Yeah." Here's the fee. Boom. 20 minutes later, oh, sorry, they didn't. They've pulled the gig. Full fee. We paid. I was like, oh, this is just brilliant.
Dream.
It's just
Like
beautiful.
just like, yes, send, reply, full fee, no gig. Oh my god. I think I'll park in the NCP this weekend.
Well, that's how I feel when I sell IPTV.
Yeah. What? Parking the NCP.
We don't get paid for sending a text.
Right, Stalker. So how did it start?
It just
With your local stalker.
which made it a bit more worrying.
It's handy for her. Fucking 3 hours on a train and the police are here now. Fuck's sake.
I wonder if she went through Twitter like 100k plus only filter. Who's local?
The last person I ever stalk outside my postcode singing this now. Stay to this country with the trains.
Job's gone to shit.
All you want to do is turn up outside Jamie Oliver's in London. I can't get home now. Who's this Nos fella? There we go. He's round the corner.
She had a
Smooth that mic a little closer.
Tez Ilias was just out. outside. No one Blackburn.
Blackburn. I'm not going there.
That's 2 trains.
Yeah.
Was she? What ethnicity was she? She was Asian.
Yeah.
Do you ever find out?
Because you said Tez, I thought there was a fetish thing.
Didn't start to ask.
Right. So she messaged you on Twitter, and then you responded, or was it just?
She started messaging me. I didn't notice in terms of like
straight in the DMs or public.
No public. My DMs aren't public, so only people who follow me can DM me. But I think
she didn't follow you.
Sorry,
she didn't follow you.
It means he follows the way around.
You got to follow them back, right? Okay.
But yeah. So I think she replied a few times, and I must have replied back just the same way I'd reply to anyone.
Yeah.
Not realizing that there's a pattern developing where she's done it more than once.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and it just started to build like that, and then she somehow got my work email started, and then what happened was she emailed me a few times at work. I ignored them. Then they automatically started going into the junk email.
Yeah.
But then one day I was looking for an email and then couldn't find it. I thought maybe it's gone into junk. I checked in junk and she'd been sending massive essays every single day. Like for months and months, and thinking that, and when you actually read them, they made no sense.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's when I realised that she had like issues, and that makes it a bit scarier as well.
At what point were you thinking, oh,
nudes.
Was when you read
nudes ? Reply.
Massive essay.
Send nudes.
Okay, now.
See a lot of writing. I don't see any.
A lot of righty, no tizzy.
I read at what point did you think to yourself, right? No, I can't ignore this for me, but I can't ignore this for her.
Yeah, well, it started when that started happening, and then there's like a football writing sort of festival sort of in Manchester, and they asked me if I'd like host a thing where like I speak to the author, and I said fine, and then she turned up to that, and she turned up to a few other things, and then at the time my sister had like a cake making company thing. And then she started talking to my sister, started getting friendly with my sister. And my sister just thought she was like somebody who was interested in a cake or whatever. Yeah.
So she wouldn't mention you when talking to your sister?
I think she started mentioning
me. Have you met her by here now?
No, but I was aware of her.
Right.
And
spot her in the crowd.
Yeah. And then I started, because then you start thinking, am I being paranoid? But then...
Yeah, I'm being arrogant or paranoid.
Yeah, exactly. But the embarrassing thing is that, did you know, you said, like, why have you got that many followers? So it got to a point where I had to get the police involved. And I thought, just to log it, just to sort of, like, say... Because what I was worried about was... I know. But what I genuinely...
Off. Red card. Straight red. No VAR. Off.
Early bath.
I had to contact the police. Had to contact. Poor woman.
For her. Not for me, for her.
Yeah.
No, but part of the reason for that is I wanted it logged. Because what I was worried about was something had happened. She'd
switch.
Well, I was worried almost the other way, where what if she sort of bumped into me or was in a situation where I was alone with her, like walking down the street, and then she accused me of something. Do you know what I mean? Like
that's what I mean with like switches.
Yeah. So I was just started to have paranoid thoughts about that, and then but the embarrassing thing is,
send the heavies in, not don't get the police involved.
Fear up. No, but then you saying like, "Well, I've got that many followers." I spoke to police, and then the police were sort of like trying to make sense of it. And
why is she stalking you?
Yeah, exactly. So they were like, "Why is she stalking you?" And I said like, "Well, it's because of Twitter." And they were like, and then she wasn't au fait.
Your dad's like, "What's Twitter?"
well, it was a woman, and she wasn't au fait with Twitter. So she was like, "What? So these people follow you?" And I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "How many?" And I showed her, and she went, why do they follow you? And she was like, are you on TV? I said, no. And she goes, have you actually done anything in your life? I know.
Fucking Jesus.
I was like,
even the police were going, you grasp.
What have you done to warrant this success, mate? Fucking hell. Who the fuck do you think you are? Be happy. You don't want to stalk, be happy, will you?
Be happy with some attention. You sad. No. But,
so you were there trying to justify to the police why you could possibly be stalked.
yeah, exactly.
And how long did it take you to convince this police?
Well, a while because she kept on going down the line of like, do you know her? As in like thinking like, I don't know if it's because like
was a bit of racial profile, like you Asians must know each other.
Is it an honour thing?
Listen, look at this phone. I've got Gary Lineker in my fucking DMs, right?
Gary, they're having a go at me. Have away with this.
I tell you what, love, you go viral. All right, you go viral. See how hard the fuck it is.
You have to justify you fucking. I've got fucking followers, all right. This is what I don't want.
Here's some of my witty tweets.
Yeah,
that's right.
Mixed messages in. So you want followers online, but not in real. What's your problem?
Yeah, exactly.
Pick one.
The called followers, not what the fuck.
Yeah, you can't call them stalkers anymore. They're called followers now.
One really good follower.
Oh, you can't say stalker now, Danny. Oh no, a really good. Yeah. So go on. So you explained to her.
Yeah. So and then she so the police sort of got in touch with her, sort of warned her, and they kind of said that'll be the end of that now.
Yeah.
Like she was dead apologetic, but it didn't stop, and the sort of emails continued. Like I think work were made aware of it somehow. Like I didn't.
Because they're getting emails. No, you can't afford the fucking memory, mate.
No, yeah, the service can't.
No 100 gig Google Drive here, and you're really.
No, but I didn't tell work, but they found out and they were like, "Are you okay?" and everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, not really, but like, what can you do?" Like,
are you okay? Well, I don't know.
I know exactly.
You single, living alone. Single, living alone, or
but no, because I'm essentially I essentially care for my mum,
right?
Which again made it a little bit scarier as well.
Yeah. Oh, definitely, yeah.
So and it was actually my mum who collected the parcel from her,
Right.
having no idea
Who she was.
Yeah,
That's mad.
so yeah, mum got excited. She was thinking, "Oh, arranged marriage." Same me a job.
She was nice.
Yeah.
That is a cake.
She's
Nice.
nice.
Cake shop.
But yeah, no, it didn't stop, and then it got more and more sort of intense, and she tried to send something else, and it got to a stage, and because again, so she worked for a council, so
Right.
that's how she got my
Yeah.
details. So I didn't, and when the police spoke to her, they didn't give me details, but I got the impression from them that she was the breadwinner for her family.
Right. Oh, it's a little bit like,
Yeah.
yeah, she's going to stop now, but also don't pursue it because
Yeah.
you don't.
Well, they didn't say don't push it, but then I was like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't
She
want it to
had
go any further.
Husband and kids and all that.
I don't know. I didn't ask, but it sounded as if like.
Bad girl.
Was there any point where you thought maybe we have got like? Did you look for mutual friends or anything like that?
I mean, there was.
Rob Thomas.
I just make sound stalk me, will you? Stalk me. I've got 4,500 here.
There was definitely a point where I thought, like, is this a mate taking the
Right,
piss?
yeah.
Until she started to appear in places.
Right. Yeah.
Jesus.
So yeah,
The
then
only reason I asked that is because that's the sort of way I'd gone on. You know, when people online go, because like you say about dealing with the police, people online going, "Oh, you're all like the police until you need them," and I always think I never needed them. I never go down that. If my house gets robbed, I ask about. I don't. The last person I go to is the police for the crime number for the insurance.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like I'm like when people say, "Oh, you call the police when you need them," I'm like, I fucking don't. I don't call the police unless I literally have to, sort of thing. That's why I was wondering whether there's any part of you like, oh, I wonder if we have just got mutual friends or there is someone.
Yeah, no,
around
I mean, I didn't get that impression, and well, I didn't really. I mean, it's not like there was any mutuals that followed her on social media. So
yeah, that's what I mean. Is there anything like that sort of thing?
Yeah, no. So she eventually stopped when the police sort of really kind of like said like this. They basically called her in and they laid it out for her and sort of said, "This is what's going to happen. You're gonna if you carry on, this is what's going to happen,
Yeah, these are the
and
steps.
you'll have to sort of like face any sentencing and stuff. So she
Stop
shit it.
now then.
Yeah. So it stops. Well,
Do you miss it?
yeah. When I'm feeling a bit alone at night.
Oh, what she's up to now? Shut it. No. Go to sleep. Don't message her. No. Hey, you up? Oh, I've done it.
Are you up?
Does she drive?
That's not a bad film.
Did you
lift to the gigs?
Yeah.
Who was it? Wasn't I don't know where I heard it. There was a comic who said like a priest or someone asked if they could sort of give them a lift somewhere, like a fan who happened to be a priest, and said that they'd take him to gigs and stuff.
Oh, I know comics would say yes to that as well. That's the first thing. It's like,
I'm sure there'll be some comedy mad nut people that would give lifts to people.
I think that's happened. I think people have become fans that have just started like giving lifts out. But then you get people who end up at like gigs all the time, and eventually just become part of the scene a little bit.
Right.
And like,
but in a nice way.
In a nice way, yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So like, I wouldn't swear something like that, but I don't know about like saying about the priest.
Is the people who are always at hot water?
There's loads of regulars.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Because I went to that XS Malarkey a few times, and they definitely have regulars, don't they?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Because it's in a nice way. It's a nice, cosy
Yeah.
atmosphere, isn't it?
I think I know for a fact there's definitely two lads that usually always sit on the front, and they're there every week.
Are they twins?
I think they might be,
Yeah.
But I think they went to uni in Manchester, and then have actually stayed about and go to XS every week. It's lovely. Yeah, it's nice.
There's like Big John used to come 4 nights a week to Hot Water.
Right.
Now he works there.
All right.
He's like on the door. And every time you see him now, you're like, oh yeah, it's like I'm living the dream, mate.
That's a positive stalking story.
But he's such a boss fella. He's a great, and then he started.
He was a bit scary at the beginning because he was like a fan who was listening to all the podcasts and share our stuff.
Yeah.
So we were a bit skeptical of this psychopath. And then now he's just a really big guy who's dead nice and he's lovely.
Yeah, because I remember when we were in a Have a Word event and he'd gone to watch. And I said, come on, John, come on, agree with us and have a drink. And he told loads of people the next day, Rob shot me in the back and I had to drink more comics. And you're like, that is lovely. That is lovely. A little bit fucking, all right, calm down, mate.
I didn't know how big he was, though. I thought he'd be like some scrawny little gimp. He's like a fucking the big show. And like, oh, God.
Because I remember he messaged me and he said he'd seen me 4 times that week. And I was like, fucking hell, mate. Let me know if you're going to do that. Just so I can change it for my own self-respect.
Yeah.
So I can just put something new in or something different in. So at least I come away from going, well, at least that you can't moan then. I've thrown that in for you. You can't fucking moan. Like I say, now he's a bouncer, now he's boss, now he's just...
It was like that couple at the Rothel gig.
Yeah.
That used to always be there every week at Rothel.
Yeah.
And it's just, he got to a point where it's like,
follow you
just
on
sort
Facebook.
of get off and you look at them and you sort of smile at them.
Yeah.
And they know what's going to come. You know what's going to come and they just do it anyway.
Are they a couple? Husband and wife?
Yeah.
I met them this weekend.
Yeah. They're always...
I've been lovely. And
That 20 minutes gig this weekend, were they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Endon Village Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
you get some proper hardcore fans who just and it's nice.
The only
isn't it?
problem I have with the hardcore fans is when you have, like, they try and have you on social media and you try and swerve it, and then you see the profile picture and it's a comic who's not unlike you. You think, well, I'm not fucking for them, am I? I'm not going to become number one.
Do you reckon
like,
they
my
wanna-
ego comes into overdrive, like, what, Stephen Bailey's your profile picture? You're not going to fucking love me, are you?
They want to see you. Do you reckon they want to see you die as well? Like they go, we've seen this go well 3-4 times on the bounce. Maybe one time it's going to go really shit for him. That'll be there.
He's been waiting.
Do you think they want you to die so they can go, oh, we know what happens, don't worry, mate. Like, as if, like, these all think you're shit, but we know, so you're all right, we know.
You don't know. Do you? Some people just enjoy maybe just the idea of seeing another audience laugh at what you do. They know what's coming and they might just get off on the idea that they go, wait till he says this, and they're all going to piss themselves.
Yeah, because there's a super fan of the podcast, Jane Pickering. She's a patron of all. And if we're on, me or you are on the show, I think she's probably a few others, she'll watch the live shows.
Yeah.
And sometimes she'll watch all 3 shows, like 5, 7.5, 9. And I message her saying, Jane, what are you doing to yourself? Like one, tell me you're going to do it and I'll try and mix things up a little bit.
Yeah.
I said, and also, what are you doing to yourself? And she's like, oh no, I really like seeing the way you will change. Like, it's like she's watched comedy so much now, she'll message me with the intricacies of my set and how I've changed from the 5 o'clock show to the 9 o'clock show and how I'll put a different joke in somewhere different or I'll act a little bit different in something. And I'd be like, I actually quite enjoy that then because you're like, oh my God, she knows the art.
It's a character breakdown of what.
And also, I didn't know I was doing that, so I made up because I pretend that I did that on purpose then.
Critiqued me on one of my bits. I said, you get back in your box, you there, Don't you tell me to say last night instead of 45 minutes. I'll do what I fucking like. Love you, Jane.
No, but you get like fans of Phantom of the Opera who keep on saying it, and I suppose it's the same thing.
Yeah, well, I watch Good Will Hunting twice a year every year.
I saw that. Was there something where you were trying to act or something?
Yeah,
oh, that was on this. Yeah.
We actually booked him tonight, but we both forgot he was booked. Didn't he? Messaged me going, "Can't make it." I was like, "Who the fuck's this?" But no, you bastard, Steve.
Yeah, we should have guilt tripped him loads.
Yeah.
We'd have all been shocked if he said, "Oh fuck, did you book you?"
Shit.
Which one of us was
Didn't
it?
make a note of it.
But I don't think most people would want to be famous as much as they think they do.
No, I don't think.
No,
I
I've got
would.
no desire to be famous, really. Your life's over.
Yeah.
But I understand why famous people end up being like the way they are because your life is sort of like you've got to go into a little bubble.
Yeah.
And you like, I know people say, "Oh, he thinks he's better than everyone." It's like he probably doesn't. He probably just doesn't want to bother with you anymore because his bubble's gone now. So
you know what?
I sort of get it.
First ever gig I did was Frog and Bucket. I died on my ass. But do you know who opened the fucking show? Wandered in one night. Roy fucking Walker from Catchphrase, right? And he had the best celebrity fucking getting recognised gag I've heard. And it was, says, I was on the way here tonight and I hailed down a black cab, got in, and I could see taxi driver, his eyes are burning into the rear view mirror at me. And I waited for it and he went, "Go on then, pal, give us a clue." And Roy went, I said, "It's good, but it's not right." And the taxi driver went, "No, you dickhead, where you going?" You know what? I might have done it. He did 10 minutes, like 50 minutes clean, and then just like sauntered into the night, cool as fuck. What a guy.
Stan Borman was like, you the other week, wasn't he? Just staring at people.
Yeah, yeah. Then apparently at the end of the gig, he said, "Oh, all the comics are brilliant." I was like, "He's not got a clue what's just happened there."
You're just hating
just sat in the
everyone
corner
right
just like this.
Apparently went on stage.
Like, how am I watching this shite?
Apparently went on stage to introduce the last act.
Standard.
Went on stage to introduce Rob Mulholland and went to the audience. All these new comics keep asking you what you do, and like, what's your name and what you do? Why the fuck do you keep telling them? And then just walked off again. And then went, like, didn't even.
Good point, well made.
Yeah. He said he was going to introduce the last act, like he was meant to bring on Rob Mulholland. Said that, and then went, "What the fuck? Just keep telling them." And then just walked off, and then Rob just walked on.
Stan's driving on. "I've done the fucking Palladium." These fucking kids.
Oh. I done the same gig last week, and then he wasn't there. Instead, one of my auntie's mates was, who grassed me up for talking about it. Got a text on the Friday morning. "You fucking speaking about me last night in Heswell?" Like, yeah, well.
I can't speak Polish.
You can't speak Polish?
Nope.
Was that your Polish thing to come back to?
That was the bit I come back to. Because obviously we want to touch on Joe and steal your Twitter following, which I find fascinating. And then obviously we got Danny's film to get onto.
You got more followers because of him on Twitter. That's the worst place you could have get them.
What? I got more followers on
No, you said you want to come back to his Twitter followers because you want to steal some of them. And I said that was the worst social media.
I don't want to steal. I want to borrow.
Share.
Forever.
Just gain them and lose them by saying something.
No, but he can't use. He doesn't know what goes on Twitter.
Twitter's
he has to
wild.
ask.
Isn't that a
He
nice
has to
way
ask
to
me
live?
the second.
Too many words, man.
So I put on Twitter, and next time he sees me, he goes, "What was all that about?" I was like, "You were liking and sharing all of it."
No
and he was
idea.
like, "Yeah, what was it all about?" I just like and share everything. Me, that's what.
But do you not think ignorance is bliss? Do you not think it's nice not to have to worry about social media like that?
Yeah, but he does. That's the problem. He does have to worry
I
about
do
it.
worry about it.
It feels like you
I just
should
don't
be
know what I'm
bigger.
doing. I'm liking stuff, and I go, I think I've liked that twice somehow. I don't know who's sharing what.
But also, I think there's a lot of comics who are great as stand-ups, but aren't great on Twitter.
I'm like that.
So how did you get a surge in following? Just from Joe? Were you a presenter? Or?
No, it's before
Joe, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was just like jokes and stuff, and also like it was a lot to do with football, and like football's a good way of growing a following.
Growing quick.
Yeah, but like I don't really tweet that much about football anymore. It's just I just chat shit.
Yeah.
So like something like that, like
yeah, when you mention football, it's only joking now.
Yeah. I don't.
Did you used to be serious on it about footy? Did you?
No, it was still joking, to be honest.
Was it?
Yeah, and then it's just it's one of those things that you can't control. So like if I joined Twitter now and did exactly the same thing, I would not have the same following. I think I was just lucky at that time.
One of the first to be doing it.
Because what you'll notice on Twitter now is if you say something funny. In the old days, you used to get loads of retweets and some likes, so loads more people would see what you've put on there.
Yeah.
Whereas now you'll get loads of likes and not many retweets.
Yeah.
So people are appreciating it, which is nice, but less people are actually seeing it outside of your following. If that makes sense.
Right. Okay.
So
why do you think that is?
Sorry.
Why do you think that is?
I think the dynamic has just changed. I think people are less about this is great. Have a look at this, and it's more like
I think
this is funny.
Most things are forced on your timeline as well now, aren't they?
Yeah. And also in those days, I don't like WhatsApp didn't exist really. So now, if one of us says something really funny on Twitter or something or on Instagram, you don't know how many times it's getting shared on WhatsApp. Yeah. That's like the one social media that it's really impossible to know how.
Yeah, because that's how thingy blew up, wasn't it? Britain's most dangerous, Frankie Allen.
Right.
From WhatsApp videos.
Yeah. Have you got like stuff like Discord or anything?
No, we asked our audience. We asked our audience.
Bitcoin pussies that flying to the moon on Discord. Fuck off! You're getting bummed. That's what you're doing.
We asked our audience did they want Discord, and they said no, it's for nonsense. So
right. Have you got a forum or anything where like?
No. We asked them did they want that, and they said no, it's for nonsense.
Right. So they can't chat to each other.
No. Fuck.
Okay.
It's on the Patreon app, can't they? Can they do all that?
Well, they can comment and then comment on someone's comment.
Do you think they want to be friends with one another?
I just wondered, like, don't
It would be nice to have a couple.
What's the one that Rob Mulholland's got with
Dead Men?
Yeah,
they had Discord because that's where they share the videos.
And you couldn't share them anywhere else?
No, because you're legally liable, aren't you?
So that Discord.
That Discord it's more of a
grooming,
sign up to this
grooming world. That Discord.
Because that's what we said
called it.
We started.
I called it.
Someone's gonna get groomed on your Discord.
I said Freddie Quinn is going to be the head of a pedo ring. He has no idea about it.
Accidentally.
Yeah.
He's going to be a kingpin. He's like,
what?
He was on Good Morning.
Kate Smith.
He's the proper go-to guy for them, isn't he? Like everyone's pulled 10 p.m. Get the train to Euston now.
Nice.
Sells his arse for an opinion.
So, when did you blow up on Twitter? What?
It just happened gradually, and it's just got.
You never done stand-up?
No,
can't be asked.
When did you start getting into stand-up? Because it was while you were at Joe, wasn't you? You just suddenly started tweeting.
Yeah, I've always been into stand-up, but then like I started to write about it more and started to sort of like go to more gigs, and like I genuinely think, and again, like you might not appreciate it because it's what you do, but I think it's possibly the best thing you can be good at. If I could, because people say, oh, I'd love to sing, I'd love to be able to play the guitar or piano or whatever. I think the fact that you can get on stage with nothing. Well, most people, some people don't, but you can get up on stage with nothing but a mic, and you can
sometimes not even that. The gigs I do not.
Just on a crate, just shouting. But you can have the whole crowd like in the palm of your hand, and I think that's such an amazing talent to have.
Yeah.
I'd still trade it all to be able to sing.
It's all the note.
Yeah, 80,000 screaming people. I know what I'm going to say. I know they know what I'm going to say. We're all going to have a great time. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to say. You probably don't know what I want to say. And then let's see what happens. Just roll them dice. Oh, no.
But there must have been a point for each of you when you realised, actually, I'm good at this, rather than hoping you're good at it.
No, I always knew I'd be good at it. It just took time for me to get to it.
Oh, but did you have a period where you needed to find out who you were?
Oh, I was terrible. Yeah, for 2 years.
His start was, I haven't done what I wanted to do yet.
Okay.
Couldn't work out what you wanted to do, and I think mine was, I just always wanted to do it.
So, would you say you're all extensions of yourselves on stage, or not?
Yeah.
Well, I like to. This reason why I don't go online or promote myself, because I like to be me on stage and then be the guy I'm not off.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So the guy I'm off stage is not the guy I am. The guy I'm on stage is the guy, which is why it's very personal. So I don't want anyone to know this.
So you are yourself on stage, but somebody else off it.
Yeah, group of strangers. Perfect stranger. You know the perfect stranger.
Yeah.
You're bladdered Friday in a hotel. You meet someone at the bar. They get everything. and you never see them again.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what
stand-up. Yeah, that's what stand-up is. Give them everything, and then we never see each other again.
I mean, it makes sense because it's that thing of like you can be anything then.
Yeah.
Like, there's no fear of like seeing them the next day or anything unless.
No, they do turn up and there you go. Oh, didn't know you were like that, and you go, well, you came and I told you not to.
And were you two good straight away, or did it take a while?
No, it always takes a while. Doesn't it? You got good quicker than me.
I came up pretty quick.
When was your first gig?
My first gig, years wise.
Yeah.
Oh, where was it? My very first one, it was a bit of a cheat because I did a course ran by Seymour Mace and a guy called Ashley Baroda. And it was 12 weeks, and I still miss it to this day.
Did Rachel do the same course?
She did. Rachel did it a year before me, I think. Yeah,
okay.
that's how I met Rachel Fairburn.
Oh, Fairburn,
she
did she
came
do the
back
same course?
to speak to
Big Ludum, similar one as well,
he
didn't he?
did the same one that I did.
Did he?
Yeah. And it was...
What was it, 12 weeks?
12 weeks. You write all week. You go to the group. You pitch your ideas. They'll give you little tweaks on it. One of the most important things they taught us was like everything you don't think about before you do stand-up, like mic technique.
Yeah.
So they'd have a mic in a stand.
Yeah.
You've all got to go on and tell a joke.
I teach them groups now for like a charity.
Yeah.
And it's like one of the things you say to them is I can teach you the things like mic technique, moving the mic stand out the way so you don't look like a divvy.
Mic
It's literally holding it and getting rid of the fucking stand.
Mic
But have you ever seen someone who's
Have you not
with the
seen stand-up? What the fuck? How fucking stupid have you got to be?
This is why you're never going to be a singer.
Fucking hell.
You saying
Mic
that?
tech.
You're saying that? And every
Don't
single
hold
episode,
it there. No, there.
you say that, but every single episode we do, you go a bit close to your mouth.
Yeah, because they
so
think
every
these should
single
be
guest,
better and pick it up from there. But I'm like, they're not. They need to be here.
right in front of your kid. Yeah, so like technique, and then just stuff like just little tricks to look more. And all you ever say to them is like, "I'll help you the best I can, but if you want to." Most of it's just bucket lists. Just want to do a bucket list. But anyone wants to do, you just got to do it.
Learn to drive, and you've been bum financially doing this course anyway. Hold it as close to your mouth as you can.
We'll see. No one pays for the courses that I do. That's how I live with myself.
Yeah.
Same with that one. That was a free one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd been writing for a bit before it, but didn't have a fucking clue what to do.
So
with
what date was the course then?
It would have been April 12, 13 years ago, I think.
Yeah,
It would have been 13 years ago. 'cause
That
I
was
had a bit of a
November
break.
20.
You're like
2010.
Staunton's era, aren't you?
Yeah.
He's like 2010 and he
Pretty
2000.
much.
No, Staunton must have been 2008 because I was 2010.
Right.
So Staunton was a couple of years before me.
Right. But yeah, it's
And was there a moment when you just thought, "Fucking hell, I'm good at this"?
not at first, but then
There was a moment where you just stepped up, though.
I stepped up. I got lucky. I won a couple of competitions, like on the bounce. I got like
yeah, but I would
rock
say
radio. That's what the tattoo says.
But I would say though, it was like sort of, it wasn't like an instant, but there was a bit where we were all gigging, we're all around similar levels, and the next thing you just will go and like went like that.
Yeah, I think I'd just got. I'd started chopping stuff, making it more accessible. I started jingling keys. Basically, like I got sick of one-liners, so I'd introduce a bit of a story, but then learned very quickly, like just from watching other comics, from watching you know, and headliners, and being like, oh, that's what you do there. That's how you keep them fucking, you know. And then I think I figured that out a little bit quicker. And then
I remember seeing you go from a different quality. So the thing was like we were all still like the same sort of level coming up together, and then you go and oh fucking hell, no, he stepped up there.
Cheers,
and like,
mate. That's
no,
nice.
but there was a bit where it's like,
And you very nobly stepped down.
don't get me wrong. Now I've left you for dead. Like, between me and you now, I'm gone. Like, but there was a time at Sporting Lisbon when now I'm Ronaldo. No, but there was where you like, but did you know? Because I know my first bit where I went right. That's me. That is me. That's my voice. Like the first bit I probably would go down to was I was talking about toilet roll, and then the next bit would be the bread bit. Where it was like, no, that's different.
Yeah,
like my bread bit was like a different level in class.
It's like
I was like, oh, I've stepped up with that joke, and now everything else has got to have to step up now because that joke shines above everything else, and it was like constantly trying to emulate that sort of thing.
Yeah, and
it was a bit with you. It was a bit like, it wasn't just. I don't know, it was the detective bit, but there was a bit with like, no, Danny's left us behind a little bit here, sort of thing. But what I'm asking was there something Like, I'm not just the one who's asked this, but it was just something in it. Was there something you noticeably did? Because with the bread thing, I just felt like I'd found my voice. Yeah. Like that's who. So my wife pisses herself at me. She thinks I'm dead funny, and mine was always, how do I get the audience to think I'm as funny as my wife thinks I am? And it was doing that. What I was doing in the house on stage, and the bread bit was the first bit where I was like, yeah, that's the kind of thing.
Terrified of you. Yeah, that's why she's pissing herself. I've done it again.
That was the kind of thing where it like,
fucking laugh.
Sorry.
You don't have to carry the mic around the house, Rob.
No, but that was the first bit where I'd gone, yeah, that's me.
Yeah, same.
And I've copied that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think there was a bit that you're like, fucking hell, that kills, that absolutely fucking destroys, and then you're like, well, I've got to tell that joke now, but I've got to find another one that's on a par with that, and then you bring callbacks in and stuff like that, and then you figure it. Yeah.
Have you seen the Mickey Flanagan documentary?
No, I didn't even know there was one. I love that guy.
Which one?
It's on Amazon, I think, Amazon Prime, and he talks about because he had success quite late in his career, didn't he?
Well, loads of them did. Bishop and that were the same.
He was so good that it got to the point where they're like, we've got to put him on telly. I think because he was closing the Comedy Store.
I think what people don't realise is stand up on television had sort of dwindled, hadn't it?
Yeah.
So there was nothing to really break people. And then there was people, McIntyre, Flanagan, Bishop, probably, I don't know if Alan Carr's in the same sort of time, Manford, where they were just so good on the circuit. Everyone was like,
Sarah?
They're on the circuit, and why are they on the circuit? Yeah. Because like they left it, no one could follow them, they'd left it for dead. But there was nowhere, there wasn't a next step for them. There wasn't something there to break people. And then Live the Apollo come, and then on the road, Michael McIntyre's on the road show, and that was it then. Whereas now, like, you know, because America always had the you done Colbert or you done something like that, and that's what broke you. Whereas now with America, it's you do Joe Rogan sort of thing.
Carson.
Yeah, Carson. We never had anything over here.
No, we didn't. Yeah.
And that's why the Apollo still gets looked at the way it does now.
Yeah.
Even though it's on BBC Two on like a weekday, where it used to be 9 o'clock on a Friday night sort of thing, because that's what you did. That you could talk off the back of it straight away.
Yeah, but
Flanagan was talking about because when you were talking about the one bit, like the red thing.
It was Out bit he done for 8 years.
He was talking about how soon as Out, because he kind of went viral before going viral was the thing.
Well, yeah, because he said he had gigs, did he? I don't know if I've seen the same documentary then, or I saw one on BBC One where he said people were shouting at his gigs, weren't they? Yeah. But that must just be a mad thing that to him, he probably just thought this is another bit. Yeah.
And suddenly it just catches fire.
Yeah, he didn't know though. He didn't know, but the reaction in the room. Yeah. Like when he drops it, he's like, yeah.
Well, it's that thing about like fame and stuff, about wanting it. Like what you were saying about, was it Britain's Got Talent that you were?
Oh yeah.
Like, in some ways, do you think it was a bit of a blessing that didn't go?
Oh, absolutely. Right. I mean, yeah, it was. Because I'd bombed as a robot toucan as well. But the lovely thing for me about that is, if I'm doing a longer set or if I'm having fun somewhere and I've got a bit of time to pad out, I'll tell the Britain's Got Talent story. So although nothing went from that and we didn't get paid for that, I've got paid for that story a number of times now, you know, and it's
a waiver for the content.
Yeah, and it's an interesting sort of angle. Yeah, it was a learning curve. It was, and don't know if I should say this really, but it's all fake. You know, backstage, the waiting room and everything. Even the waiting room is like rent a crowd and stuff. Yeah. It's bizarre. It's not real. Yeah. None of it. Even the signing in to the thing, that's fake.
I think everyone's onto that now, though, aren't they?
Yeah, I think people don't care. I think that we've reached the point in the life now where people know everything's fake. You just think I'd like, you know, in the Truman Show, where the other bit, to just go back and just accept that's my life because that's what I want. I think people are like that now. People are like, yeah, we know reality TV's fake, but we don't have to pay attention to it. Yeah, it's just shite. Fill us with the
stay in the Matrix, man.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but they must let me eat steak again, please. Yeah,
but there must be times that either people get famous too soon in the career, so they're not ready, as in the comedy's not ready.
Yeah.
And secondly, like, sometimes I suppose you can be famous for the wrong thing. So for instance, if you just became the Cockatoo Man, Like it would do your head in, wouldn't it?
Toucan. Get it right.
Oh, sorry, was it
Toucan.
toucan?
It was a toucan.
Come on.
Right,
Cockatoo
sorry.
man would be funny.
That would be. Yeah.
That's a new character.
I can't believe I've only just clicked.
That's my Mickey Flanagan.
Yeah.
You've had a cockatoo, haven't you?
Danny will be flying on TikTok. Wait.
Just like cockatoo that smokes and wears a smoking jacket. Oh.
You don't need comedy anymore, do you? Fucking.
Well, I think that there's an effect
Tom
with that
Hanks.
as well, isn't there? Because like if you have one
What was
big
eating
song,
since?
like fucking
You have one good Christmas hit. Oh.
yeah, oh that's a money fucking.
That's the dream,
Yeah, but like having to, I mean, where did I go? Where it was like some 1 day festival in I can't remember where it was. Anyway, fucking Black Lace were on, and they did the one, Agadoo.
All right.
And like you can see the pain in their faces. Like, I know it's paid me mortgage, and I know I have a nice life, but I fucking don't, eh?
I wonder how Chesney Hawkes feels, for instance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like anytime he's on anything, that's all anyone wants to talk about. That one song.
Yeah.
What song?
And there's more to him. Like he could have been like, well, I don't know what's happened to his career, but like there's a situation where he wants to become like really big in musicals, and he's just known as the one thing, so he can't play other sort of roles because
The one and only.
Yeah.
Typecast by a song.
fucking gutted, wouldn't you?
What,
Funny, innit?
Well, do you feel typecast as a journalist now then?
No, because I've continually done different
Evolved.
things. So
Yeah, but did you not feel like you're most known for football now?
Yeah, I suppose
Because you
so.
just released a book.
Yeah, but I suppose so. But I think you can use it. So, for instance, the book it's meant to be about football, but it's not.
Yeah.
Not really. It's about race. It's about growing up. It's about family more than anything else. So I've kind of used like football as like the Trojan horse. Of like, this is why you should read it.
Yeah.
But then I've slipped in stuff about religion, slipped in
Yeah.
stuff about being Asian.
Right, yeah. Or your propaganda in that one. Yeah, so Manchester United started just when I was growing up, and then actually I think this about this end. These Far Eastern people. Like,
The last paragraph is like, and now you're a fucking Muslim. You read this aloud, you're a Muslim. Yeah.
Entire chapter on your new
Yeah.
Bitcoin venture.
Yeah.
it's that 99 team was good, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Whatever.
The first letter of every chapter spelled ISIS is good.
Just trying to start a pyramid scheme in the middle of his book. I remember when David Beckham first asked me about Herbalife.
I've often thought in terms of like being famous and making money. I think I reckon I could be a millionaire. Because I reckon if I turned around now and said Muslims are bad, Asians are bad, go on GB News, sort of like
You
become
got
that,
enough of a following.
become that Asian that does a massive heel turn and sort of says,
Okay.
I'm sick of these left wingers, like I'm sick of multiculturalism, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
love me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Be accepted.
Yeah, finally accepted. But it's definitely a career path. You could definitely do it, and you could definitely.
Lawrence
Andrew
Fox.
Tate.
Yeah.
Lawrence Fox and
Yeah, yeah.
Andrew
Well,
Tate made a career out of it now.
What the fuck was
Professional
he
troll.
before he started doing all that? Was he an
He
actor?
wants to be a celeb, wasn't he? That was
He literally always wants to be a celeb, and he
'Cause what was he
learns
on?
to fight as well.
Can you name some film or something he was on before he was?
Who, Andrew Tate or Lawrence Fox?
Lawrence Fox.
Oh, Lawrence Fox, I haven't got a clue. He just told everyone he's an actor.
Because I don't know anything he's on.
How do you know
I
on Question
recognise
Time?
his
It was
face,
one
though.
appearance on Question Time,
There's
wasn't
some
it?
detective thing on ITV.
Yeah,
I think he was in or something.
yes.
I don't
Yeah,
know
he
if it was-
played
He was
Barnaby's side.
married to Billy Piper. That's
Yeah,
Was
that
he?
was more famous for being
Married
married to
Billy
than he was
Piper,
for
and
being
then-
an
He's
actor.
done all right there.
Yeah.
well,
himself.
no, she's
Secret
left him
diary.
now. That's why he's turned heel.
Yeah. I would
The
as well.
money's gone.
That prostitute left me. I'd be fuming.
If you were dead famous, if you became dead famous overnight,
Yeah.
is there stuff you'd be worried about coming out
In terms of what?
in terms of like in terms of scandal about your
Careful now.
Yeah, most of the things I've said on this podcast, probably. It depends. No, because if I was to get famous overnight, anything that would come out would probably be on brand.
Right, yeah, it would fit
So
in with-
like,
it
oh,
would
he
fit
used
in
to
with who you
he used to
are.
sell IPTV. He said it about 8 times on his podcast. You know, things like that. Like, there's nothing terrible. Oh,
We have branded ourselves as scum, you see, so
Yeah.
that does help us. Same with like the Green Room Boys and Haverware as well. We've branded ourselves as toxic scum.
yeah.
You're pretty balls
Don't
out
wanna
anyway,
be.
aren't you? So
Yeah.
I've
There's nothing.
I'd tell you. I'd try and if I had something really embarrassing, it's probably been told on stage anyway. As a
I'm a thick man, ignorant man.
Yeah.
And I say that, so I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Because I can't think of anything, like, even stuff with family. Like, so you probably told myself, oh, my cousin's a drug dealer.
Yeah.
I've said that. I've joked about it. What's left? I can't, there's nothing. There's nothing.
Philly Scove. Giving it all the big, isn't it terrible?
What's gone on there? Like, because something's strange in it. Like,
it's a wild man, isn't he?
Is it right? Apparently, he's got a team of like sort of
Kids.
computer people that are flooding any kind of algorithm searches. Apparently,
really?
Any kind of algorithm searches. So, because I was talking to my mate about it the other day, and he's like, everything I search for, I can get a really vague story, but there's nothing
concrete,
actual reason as to why he's left and why people are thinking. But apparently,
quite clever that though, innit? Just drown it out.
Well, apparently it's like 30 grand a fucking week or something that he's paying these people. Because it was who was it that did it originally? The
David Jason. He's
the PR guy, Max Clifford.
He's in
He sort of started this, wasn't he? He was a celebrity sort of shielder.
The embargo. What's it called?
It only takes one thing, doesn't it? It's like with Crosby, it was Hannibal Arrest just saying Google him.
Yeah.
Just like he made a joke, people booed. He went to be booing me. Google him.
Yeah.
And then like literally that went viral, and people started googling him. Like, oh my god, all these rumors, sort of thing.
He's gone back on tour, isn't he? Fucking going on tour.
Some front that, but then like say with Schofield, that's quite clever because now it's a case of people are googling me. Let's get rid of it. Let's drown it all out.
There's definitely, I think, there's definitely loads of amateur sleuths on TikTok.
Yeah.
So if there's any kind of celebrity who's there's suspicion about, if you go into TikTok, there'll be loads of people coming out with loads of.
Oh, there's loads of stuff about Schofield, like down to like there's that dickhead prankster Just Jack or something.
Oh, that video with him in the background.
And there's a video of him in the background with the running just on a date.
Well, that could have been
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't a date. He was just buying him lunch.
Also, David Jason's allegedly as well, just in case you try to demonetize.
I do love the way, like on podcasts, they'll say the most horrendous stuff, but they think they're okay. If you say allegedly,
well, I got that from Elliot Steele, so I don't know how true that is.
Do you reckon it's Dermot O'Leary just like spreading a load of hate?
He could catch a case.
Gig.
He could catch a case, couldn't he?
His kecks have been too tight for too long.
Yeah,
something going on with him.
Oh fucking!
But then the Hollow Willoughby, like rumours are. She used to be a good goer, a good party girl.
But that's fine.
Like the streets used to write about her, sort of thing. Like
but that's
there's a street song written about her.
Yeah, we've all got a pass. It wouldn't matter if she was doing whatever with whoever.
But it's like the certain roles.
Caught a case because of the grooming.
Yeah, but the certain roles you can't be anything but angelic. That's why Manfred got the one show, and then just one thing come out, and I was like, oh no, you can't do the one show because you can't do a family show and be seen to having any kind of sex drive. It wasn't even.
Well, if you've got to be a good presenter, you've got to be a fucking Ken doll. That's it.
That's basically what you got to be.
Braille down there.
I mean, first of all, you're right. Like Holly Willoughby can do whatever she likes in her private life, all our business. But like, she's had that dual thing of like doing This Morning and stuff like that, but also doing like Keith Lemon stuff.
Celebrity Juice.
So she has got the fun side.
Yeah.
She's a fucking top boozer at home as well, isn't she? She's like, fucking.
I love the fact she goes to it. She's been this morning hungover, hasn't she? I always respected that.
I just want to see her screaming at a taxi driver one night.
I'd love that. I'd love to be that taxi driver. It'd be horrible to me for a bit, Holly.
Have you had anyone famous in your cab? No, never.
I used to work in Bootle. What do you want, Jamie Carragher?
I've not even had like I don't know. What's that? Queen of
Scotty Road?
No, because he only got famous. He only got famous 6 months ago.
Right. Okay.
I stopped driving.
Her with the parrot.
Ago. I had her. Yeah.
Have you?
She's been in my cab. Yeah.
With a parrot.
Well, she's not.
Always going missing.
You know what? She's just gone down for dealing loads of drugs.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is that official?
She's a queen pin drug dealer.
We don't need to say allegedly.
No, it's in the echo.
Right. Oh wow.
She got done for 300 grand in her husband worth of cannabis.
Don't even know who she is.
The one that got that parrot who's called Chanel. and she went dead viral for going Chanel.
Oh, I heard about
I've heard
it.
of that. I've not seen
I've
it
not got
though.
TikTok.
And
so
then
I missed a lot
they
of-
remixed it into like
Right, no, I've not seen
into
it,
a song and that, and then she ended up like going viral for a while for screaming Chanel.
Every few months, her parrot would go missing.
Yeah, every
and
time
then,
she
and
needed.
then everyone would like, there'd be a story about it.
Yeah,
And a couple of weeks later, found it again.
she got famous once, and it legitimately happened, and then she realized, and then just every like 6 weeks.
I genuinely think there's something about Liverpool where you can become a celebrity in Liverpool.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a thing. Yeah,
and it can sometimes that can mean that you become
a Scouse
famous.
Twitter, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry,
there's a Scouse Twitter. Like I don't know, there's a Manc Twitter or
oh right, like Nigerian Twitter or
yeah,
Black
like
Twitter or whatever.
Scouse Twitter is a thing, and there's people who are like Scouse Mars got close to 1 million followers
Yeah,
just for posting memes and then just now and again relating them to Scouse.
But being so parochial with Scousers, that actually goes way bigger than Liverpool.
yeah.
Like if you make it so parochial, it's like to the point where it's like only, but then it'll just get bigger.
What about there's stuff like there's some lad who's driving about on a bike, and then his little bird
on his head,
lands on his handlebars.
Oh no, there's one with his on his head. He goes
No,
in
it's the same one, and then it ends up on his head. That went massive, and then there was that video. Was there a video in Qatar during the World Cup where?
Oh, the lad went back to the
but the thing is, some lad was
Lions.
bragging, saying, "Oh, like some reporter was asking me, oh yeah, we were playing, we went to a palace, and then all these like there's like a baby sort of lion cubs, and like you thinking this bullshit, and the next day it all come out.
The video come out, yeah. Some Evertonian it was.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
But it's always Scousers.
Yeah.
There was that one who got pissed in Vegas. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Walking topless.
Where are your mates? I just don't want to. I don't want to give them up. Like
Even that guy. There's just a 2 or 3 Scousers just dancing. One of them's wearing like a blue mac.
Yeah, and the what's it? Not a fez.
And a sombrero.
Sombrero. That's it. I don't know yous, but yous are all sound.
There's even that image of try Bell, what's his name again or something. That image.
But I don't think that's Scouse.
Is it not?
Bell and Birds again.
Yeah.
There's 2 lads just sitting on the floor. Just I don't know if that's Scouse or that's just associated.
That's me being racist and assuming it's Scouse.
That's you thinking we're all coked up or after parties, which does happen. So
I like Liverpool. I was there during like the whole Eurovision build up. That was nice.
Yeah, it was good for the city. That
nice, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was lovely. Gays everywhere though, like couldn't
what do you
move.
mean though? As if it's a bad thing.
Because I couldn't walk down the street without being like bumping into a gay. It's like, come on, lads.
You know they love him, Nos. They love him.
Yeah, eh?
I love him, and the gay community love him.
Oh, I'm not having a go at them. I'm just saying, you were all there in the way. Like
Big Bobby Bear.
Big Bobby Bear.
Do you think you're a bit of a pin-up for the?
Oh, I'm sure I will be one day. Sometimes I used to when my partying days, I used to go to gay clubs to feel good about myself. Like,
And did you? Did it work?
yeah, 100%.
Did you get attention?
Yeah. I was a cock tease. Like that's the problem.
Nice.
I realised I was everything I hated in the straight world, like taking free drinks, grinding on people, but having no intention of fulfilling anything. I was like, oh my god, I've become the very thing I despise.
Oh, you whore. You'll be on the cover of Cheeks magazine soon. He'll love you.
Cheeks. That sounds like such a northern gay porn magazine. Cheeks.
It's a classy read.
I'm in it for the articles, okay?
Just going upstairs to read Cheeks for a bit.
Speaking of cheeks, there's
Yeah,
plenty of pictures of you online.
It's got a lovely arse,
I don't know why.
Yeah, world famous actor Danny Sutcliffe.
You don't know why. It's if it's paparazzi in your back garden.
Best of it.
Top of the shed.
Do you know who Lainey Johnson is?
I know Lainey. Lainey's brother directed.
No. Sorry, it must be somebody else. There's a country singer called Lainey.
Oh, right.
And it might not be Lainey Johnson then, but my country singer called Lainey, and she went viral because of her arse.
Really?
And she's just embraced it now. Like she's
Good girl.
What
like
a surprise! I mean, fancy a girl going viral because of her arse these days.
No, but she was just a country singer, and someone got one picture of her arse. She's been doing country singing for 18 years, and like it just went viral on TikTok. Her just playing a song, and
that
her
makes
arse,
total
her
sense
arse,
to me.
Her arse jiggling goes viral, and she's like, and then like she's been on podcast going, I don't care what brought them here, as long as they listen to the music now.
Yeah.
Do you remember there was this period of time during like Big Breakfast where there was like Rare of the Year and like every year there'd be one man and
Charlotte
one woman.
Church won it, yeah. I remember Charlotte Church. I remember Holly Valance won it. That's bad. I can't name you the FA Cup final winners. But I can tell you every winner of the year.
Didn't Willoughby get it one year as well?
Did she?
I think Holly Willoughby might have got it. Yeah.
I mean, can I just say your arse is amazing?
Thank you, mate.
It's a great arse.
That's
You must know.
Last time he was on here,
Do you ever worry about losing it?
Yes, all the time. I wake up in fucking.
Did you do anything to keep it?
No. Well, McDonald's.
Right.
I see. I was a weightlifter when I was younger. And I used to
You are.
You can tell.
So it kept those cheeks nice and pert for some reason. But yeah, I'm dreading. I've just turned 40.
Yeah.
And I don't want. Yeah, so I don't want to. I've got to keep one part pristine, haven't I?
Well, now you're in that
I'll
part
go
of your
bald,
life.
but if I lose the cheeks, no.
Well, now you're a movie star. You could get cancelled for this now.
No,
No, it's empowerment.
Hey, they're not cancelling this, Bippy.
Do you get naked in the film?
Yes, I do actually, but I don't think you see full bum.
Oh.
But I am.
the
There is-
trick there.
That's a shame. You should have put that in your contract. Apparently in Brad Pitt's contracts, he's always eating.
Yeah,
So apparently in all his movie roles, he's got to be eating. You should have your arse has got to be out for one shot all the time.
So in terms of your film, like I've seen the trailer. Are you like this hustler pool player or something?
Jack is a washed up pool player, but he was one of the best like in his day, and now he's literally just got this like existence where he's drinking vodka in the morning, then gets the bus into town, goes to the snooker club, plays his heart out, takes money off the regulars, and then drinks it all away, repeat the next day. And what happens is he gets hustled by a guy called Charlie, who comes in and takes full advantage of him, gets him absolutely fucking hammered, and just manages to beat him. That's how good Jack is. Charlie still only just manages. Anyway, Jack inherits Charlie's debt, and we have to sort of go on the road together. We have to pair up and just hustle people.
And it's like an odd couple, is it?
Yeah, because he's like he's the sort of straight man, and I'm the fuck up, really.
I mean, I don't want to ruin your film, but it just sounds a lot like The Legends of Bag of Ants.
It probably is, yeah. It's based on,
like for poor people.
Well,
The Legends of Bag of Ants for northern poor people.
It might be.
Don't know what
when there are only
Legend of Bag
7
of
stories in the world or something,
Right,
in
yeah.
a film or something
You know
like
what The
that.
Legends of Bag of Ants is?
I don't think I've ever seen that. No,
Right.
no, I don't think so.
Is
I know
it
that
Will Smith.
Will Smith, the golf one.
Oh, right. You see, we were talking about
The
next one might do golf.
it's before golf was PGA. Like it was more freelance, and the 2 best golfers in the world come to this. Some millionaire makes them come to this one course opening.
Oh, nice.
And they were like, well, if you want to build that course and you want to do that launch, and you've got to have someone local. And there's a legendary local golfer before the war. He was going to be big, but then he went to the war and then come back with PTSD. Never played golf again.
Fuck's sake.
And some kid runs through and goes, "My daddy told me you were the greatest golfer of all time. You could all." And he goes, "Go away, son. Go away, son." And he starts crying. He's like, takes his son back to his dad, sort of thing. And the next thing, Will Smith just turns up, just out of nowhere,
Slaps him.
just carries him back to where he was, and sorts his life out, gets with Charlize Theron, and then Will Smith goes off into the mist.
I've only seen the trailer, but I thought he was a ghost.
He goes off into the mist.
Right.
So we never know.
Oh, right. Okay.
That's the whole thing. He's like, is he a ghost? Is he a guardian angel? Is he a real man who's like, right, I've done my just goes from town to town, sorting people's lives out.
Yeah.
1 week he's a caddy, the next week he's a boxing coach. Next week he'll learn to teach people how to drive.
I love buddy movies. That's one of my favorite genres. So yeah.
When's it out?
We're not sure.
Know, yeah.
We're not sure yet. I watched the finished product yesterday. It clocks in at 85 minutes.
What was good length? Good length.
Fucking surreal, man. It was like I did nearly cry.
Yeah.
I nearly broke. Yeah, because there's a scene
How
in it when
different is it to watching yourself do stand up?
Completely different, because I know that if I watch myself do stand up and I fuck something up or I think of something else, I know that the next time I go in, that bit's changed, or I know to do a certain mannerism or something. But with this, because it's finished, there's nothing you can do about it. It's heartbreaking in a way, because like watching it back, because you're your own worst critic, aren't you? So watching it back, I'm like, I shouldn't have done that look there or something. But I mean, we did enough takes for the director to be like,
That was Phil.
Yeah. So it's like, but yeah, it's mad.
Well, imagine it's different watching yourself, because imagine when you've watched yourself do stand-up, it's on some security cam footage, whereas this is like a fucking
You outside of the car park.
fucking 5K HD, whatever fuck it is they're shooting now. It's like, oh my god, look, you can see every bit of your face, and like it's a legit looking like film. You're like, oh my god, this is like real.
Oh, it's
Do you know
amazing.
what I mean?
I never realised they've got to put what they call a wash over a film as well to make it all...
Yeah, with the grading and stuff.
Exactly that, mate, yeah. And we were at the studio yesterday where they did it, so watching it on this huge screen with Dolby, you know, because the fucking... He's done everything from scratch. Like, he's got a composer who's done the soundtrack. One of my mates from school is in the band that's done a couple of tracks on there as well. And we've all got our own instrument. Like, Charlie has got, I think he's got a guitar. I think Shay, Big Gaz, has got like a harmonica. And Jack, I've got a trumpet. So we've got our own sort of theme music as we're in the scenes as well and stuff. It's really like... And the fucking music's great. I've got the songs in my head now. Like, I'm waking up with the songs.
Is it a comedy?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's a bit serious in parts, but there's a lot of comic elements in it, yeah.
You hadn't done any acting experience before that, had you, besides from stand-up?
I'd done a couple of... I did a play called The House That Stank of Death with Peter Slater, and I played few different characters in that. But apart from sketches and stuff that I've done with my mates, nothing...
How did you find having like comedy acting sort of thing?
I loved it.
Did you?
I fucking...
Did you find it hard to get into like a character? Because I always imagine, I think I'd struggle to try and be a comedy actor. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
If you asked me to be miserable,
yeah,
I'd probably end up making it funny sort of thing. But to try and make like, oh, this is going to be funny, this, and you're like, we'll see. Like, I don't know how. Like.
Do you know what? The whole thing is lovely. Like, it was a real learning curve because Jack is a bit like stand-up. Jack's an extension of me. Yeah. Really. Because Leif wrote the part for me as well, which was really sweet. You know, you don't get many gigs like that.
You shit out a pool as well, are you?
No, terrible. I'm just a very good actor. But yeah, the comedy bit was like easy. Do you know what the hardest fucking bit was? The most frustrating thing? Walking. Trying to get a line of where the camera needs you to be and how you would normally walk is completely... And it was one of the hottest days of the year when we had to do this take. And all I had to do was carry 2 coffee cups from a fucking kebab van to a car over the road. And we had to do about 19 takes. And I was so fucking angry by the end of it. Man. I'm like, why can't I walk? Because at one point he'd go like, to the right. So I'd just step to the right. He's like, come back, we'll go again. For fuck, couldn't
they have had, this is an idea, couldn't they have maybe had a laser or something just put and dragged it at the speed you need to walk at? That's not a bad director's thing. There they go.
Just put a laser fella dressed in green holding your hand as you did it. Just a green man holding your hand.
You said you almost cried.
Yeah.
Why?
Just because it was such
hard work.
So I imagine being proud of yourself.
It was just because it was a culmination of everyone's hard work that had come together, and there was 5 of us sat watching what we'd been sort of dreaming of.
Everyone on the phone at the time as well.
Just,
20 minutes in, just...
You see this TikTok? That bird's lost a parrot again.
Right.
Sorry, the film.
So you're just watching it. Did anyone cry?
I think the director was a bit emotional at the end. But like, out
you
of
all point and
everyone,
laugh at him.
Yeah.
Out of everyone, he's put the most graft in. Like he'd made it happen. It was his dream project, you know, and he wrote, directed, edited, produced. He's done fucking everything on it. So I think by the end of it, it was like a relief that it's because we were fucking laughing at it as well because like it is funny. I know I'm not being.
Well, also like it's weird because I've always had the sense that you could be a good actor.
Thanks,
because you've.
I always thought you'd be a great shag.
No,
I'm all right.
No, but even your stand up, like the thing I like about your stand up is. So it'll be like an outlandish premise, but then like there's always like a bit of a subtext of like this guy's sad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? As in
bang on. Yeah.
As in this guy has been through this mad experience and he's telling us about this mad experience, but underneath it there's a melancholy and
he's
stuff
a very broken man.
Yeah.
You get me, and you gave me the nicest review I've ever had in Joe, man. Like that. It's on my fucking website. Well, I'm very proud of that review, mate.
Yeah.
So
You told him you take that down. You promised you'd take that down. You haven't seen us 2020. You're a sad man.
Just a very sad man.
Danny Sutcliffe, a sad, tragic man.
The 5-minute cry at the end.
But felt necessary.
Have you comedy reviewed?
Yeah, I used to do a bit of that.
Yeah, man.
Did you?
I've done a bit of everything.
You ever slated anyone?
That's what I was about to ask you. What is your background? Because are you a journalist now? Are you still a journalist? Are you an author? What are you now?
Well, I'm both an author. Well, I'm an author now, and I'm sort of promoting the book and stuff.
Yeah.
It's weird because like I will fall into different things, and I'm not a particularly ambitious.
Did you go to uni?
Yeah.
What you do in uni? Economics.
Yeah, and
so have you ever done anything in economics?
Yeah. For ages, I had finance jobs, and then I started fucking about on Twitter. And
Sorry, just in my head I went, so did Ishan, and then I went, hold on, is this a stereotype?
Yeah. Well, no, I was gonna go. Of course, you did. Typical.
Mine was a lot lower level. Mine was just doing admin at Manchester University, and and I just like. Starting to fuck about on Twitter, and then started doing freelance writing.
So the Twitter open up the writing for you then, did they?
Yeah.
That's amazing, that doing it.
Because the weird thing is that anything I've done, it's where people have seen something in me that I've not noticed or whatever. So like, for instance, I started on Twitter messing about, and then somebody said like, you should start writing. I thought I can't write, but then I tried it, and I was okay at it, and then that became my job. And now the job I'm doing. Like,
what was your first job as a journalist or a writer then?
Well, it was freelance. So I was doing stuff for the Mirror. The Mirror was the most regular gig, writing about football. But even that, it was doing daft stuff. So I did a whole article on why United under Ferguson was like the Sugar Babes. In that, and every single time somebody was replaced, it got slightly worse.
Yeah, but still successful.
Yeah, because I've always thought that like people know football miles better than me, and there's loads of football writers. The only thing I can contribute is my own personality and my own humour and stuff.
See, I have no respect for anyone's opinion of football besides from my own. Yeah, so I won't contribute. So I'm fine with the jokes and that because I think that's just funny. But I'll never
Henry Winter over
I will never talk seriously about football because I don't respect anyone else. So when anyone comes back at me with an opinion, I'll be like, I don't respect your opinion, go away.
But you are completely different when it comes to American football.
Yeah, that's because I'm fully aware.
He's not really a fan of that. He's not really a fan of that. No, he's not. He knows he's not. He knows he's not as well.
Well, you're passionate about it, aren't you?
Yeah, I love it, me.
He's not. It gives him a big Sunday away from the family.
Just staring, not watching.
Super Bowl, mate. That's 12 hours of getting to fuck off with me, mate. Just wait until he comes with a fucking ice hockey stick as well.
If you're really watching the game, he's just a very sad man. There's a subtext.
This man just wants to be on his own.
So sad man watching an NFL game.
So you're freelancing for the Mirror, and then so was your first proper job, Joe? Then was it?
In media, yeah. And then, so then even at Joe, I started off as a writer. And then it became more like, then there was like editor jobs, like looking after other writers and telling them what to write. And then then I just decided I fancied doing a bit of reviewing, so I started doing reviewing. Like, and I was interested in comedy, so I started writing about that. And then I became a creative director, where I was sort of asking, or I had a team of creative people and getting them to do stuff. And
so like. Wasn't your idea, but you a big part of the viral songs that? Yeah,
I used to write them. Yeah. So I'd write them and somebody else sort of put them together. So
it's amazing.
But again, like
because they were just hit after hit after hit for a while.
But it was all it's ever been is me trying stuff and it worked out okay. Yeah. So now like. A publisher's got in touch with me and asked me to write this book, and I said, I've got nothing interesting to write. Nothing interesting has happened in my life. But then they said,
on this podcast now.
Exactly, if I knew that.
That's his next book, isn't it? Inshallah, another one.
Yeah. Inshallah, another one. But then, so I wrote the book, and that's gone okay. And then like now, like there's even been a few sort of chats about doing a documentary off the book, like actually like front in a documentary. And again, it's these things that I never thought of doing.
Yeah.
But then when somebody says, "Do you want to have a go?" I'm like, "I'll give it a go." But and like it tends to work out okay. So
yeah. How would you describe the book then?
I'd describe it as
Inshallah means
if God will, may God will it.
Yeah, may God will. Because I wanted to know whether it was racist to say inshallah or
Inshallah.
not. Yeah, if Salah wills.
Well, it's funny because I think Mo Salah is an example, and Sadio Mane are examples of how. Do you know what we were saying about that thing of like slipping in a bit of propaganda in there? It's predominantly about football, predominantly about making people laugh.
Yeah.
But, so Mo Salah and Sadio Mane.
Got some inside information about Mane, I need to tell you.
Oh. Well, but those two, in what other situation could you imagine a whole city suddenly being celebrating the fact that they've got Muslims in the team?
Yeah, well, one of the things that
probably haven't realised.
no, because that's the thing. There's an argument. There's an argument after what happens, and obviously, like, because bitter football, bitter football gets sort of thing. Yeah. So people are very bitter about the fact that. So after Mo Salah and Mane, the what are they called? Not Islamic attacks, but like basically
terrorism. Yeah.
No. Sorry, no, I don't. I mean the other way around.
Okay. Oh,
so
against Muslims.
Like hate crimes against Muslims, sort of thing, went down by like 40% in Liverpool. Like it's so big how much it went down. So then people like to throw it going, fucking hell, it took 2 footballers for you not to hate Muslims.
They've got to play one shit Muslim. Yeah. He's got to start. He's got to start.
No, but it's just like, because then the stick that gets, one thing is like, oh, isn't it great the way they embrace Muslims? And the other thing is, fucking hell, it took 2 decent Muslim players for you to stop hating brown people. It's like, what?
Do you really think that helps? Them change their mind.
It literally.
I think if they're going to be thick enough to have the views anyway, I don't think they're going to go, oh, Mo Salah, oh, well, I've completely changed every view I've got.
No, I do, because then they started singing about wanting to go to a mosque. So then it becomes let's just embrace Muslims, because it's by that way we're embracing our player, and that's a way for us to identify ourselves. It's because it's all like a lot of football fans. It's just all about
just have the Africa Cup of Nations in our country every year.
I think. As a society, you've got 10% of the people who are like really decent people and strongly believe in a better, fairer world, and you've got 10% of the population who are horrible bastards, and only want hate, and that's all they're interested in. And then you've got like 80% of people that can go either way, really? and it becomes a situation where essentially who wins, who convinces them, and that's why when you've got whole countries that get indoctrinated, it's not because there's something different about them or they are evil people. They were just swayed.
Someone's found a way to get to them.
Yeah, exactly. So, and there's certain things. So I think football is one. I think music is one. I think in a funny way, like fear, being scared of something is one.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And these things, if you harness them, you can sway that middle ground one way or the other.
Yeah.
So. It didn't surprise me that there was a groundswell of people in Liverpool becoming proud of these Muslim players doing really well for their club. But also, and again, I know it's a different thing. I know it's a different demographic in a different area. But you know that whole protest for those asylum seekers that happened in
Kirby?
Yeah.
That
didn't surprise me either, and it's because. All it takes is one powder keg moment to sway a groundswell of people to think, wait a minute, this is something good that we should get behind, or this is something bad that we should be afraid of.
Yeah.
And that's why I think, as much as it sounds daft, like 2 Muslim players, how can that make a difference? Isn't that pathetic that makes a difference?
Yeah.
But it's human nature, I think. I think things like that can make a difference.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully it does.
Well, it has. Hopefully Smoke can keep scoring because we
You're going to have to let Salah score, mate, otherwise the world's fucked.
Misses any more pens.
And then walking straight through. Fuck's sake. There you go.
Let him have this one.
There you go. We lost the league now, but you happy, are you?
Wait till there's a Jewish star in that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that if you just have like have the whole team Muslim.
So did you, growing up then, did you find life became easier if you, was it United a love and then a way to survive sort of thing? Because I know you're talking about like race and that sort of thing in it. So how did United link to race as you were growing up sort of thing?
Well, to me, and I think this is common with most people, is that when you're, there's a weird sort of paradox when you grow up in that half of you wants to be incredibly different because you want to be like, I'm my own person, this is what I'm into and I'm different from everyone else, but the other part of you desperately wants to fit in. And I think for me and my generation, it was just one generation away from living in Pakistan because our parents were born in Pakistan and India and Bangladesh and places like that. So we were the first generation to live here, and that was a bit weird in loads of ways. Because you're not at home. It's different from other people at home. And you want to belong to something, and that's why. And again, it's that thing of like things like music and football are a way of connecting with people. So that's why people like. That's part of the reason why people become goths, because they want to belong to something.
Completely massively.
Or like,
I've got a bit of me set now where it's like
Just make it about you.
Just make it about me.
Not his first generation Pakistan living here. Yeah, but I've been in my 20 now over the past 8 years.
I've got this thing about bread.
Well, it's
like the bit I have about bread when you put it in. It's exactly that, man.
I say we should encourage hate, and I think it's a wonderful thing because it brings people together. Like, I love seeing people getting cancelled. When KSI was getting cancelled the other week, part of me was like, I wish I was Asian now, just so I could feel a part of this. Like, call up your cousin you've not seen in 3 years and said, guess what he's called us, let's go and get him. You're saying people just do want to feel a part of stuff.
That's the thing, and to me, like, football was a really useful way to belong to something. Because, and again, there was other stuff like music. Like, I was a Smiths fan, I was into Stone Roses and stuff like that. And that
you went full mank, didn't you?
Yeah, I went proper mank.
You went full mank, big gold chain.
But like, football was a way in which, if I said I was a United fan, people that I would have nothing in common with otherwise would think, you're one of us.
He's all right, Tim. He's all right, Tim.
But so there's a situation where a lot of my mates who I've made through football, if you saw us walking down the street, we would look like such a hodgepodge of like people who don't belong to each other. Like I've got mates with like ears missing and like all sorts, like some of my best mates are proper retrobates and like on a night out, like they'll be taking like loads of drugs and stuff, and I'll be having a cup of tea, and like it's fine. but it's that thing of like, if you
please tell me that you go out and have a cup of tea in the booze when they're on gear.
I've got a mate called Jim.
Only sugar for your tea, that's right.
But I've got a mate called Jim, and he hates it whenever we go to a pub, because I always say, "Do you do tea?" And these days they do. These days quite a lot of places do.
I'll be honest, I'd fucking hate it as well.
There's a proper rough place near Brookett as well, like a proper like dingy little pub.
Yeah.
And I'll go in there and say, "Do you need a cup of tea?"
I ever do that when we mate, when he's like, "Do you want a drink?" He's like, "No, I've got one here."
Hey.
But again, I think that's I love it. I love the fact you can have nothing in common with someone apart from one thing, and that's enough.
Yeah,
and you ignore some of the views. We gloss over that when we meet up. He knows not to mention that bit.
You do that with your family, never mind like your mates.
I've definitely had, and this really fucking annoys me, but I've definitely had the thing where they say, "You're all right for one of them."
Right.
I mean, it's massively insulting.
Yeah.
But they mean it in they're
nice
trying to be
way.
nice. Yeah. And my thing is that if you look at a map of like Brexit or like views on sort of multiculturalism or immigrants or anything, it's the places that have got the least of those people that are most anti.
Oh yeah,
because they've not
no experience of it.
They've not had any human experience of it, and all they've been fed is what's in the Daily Mail, what's in the Daily Express, what's in the Telegraph. So obviously they're going to feel that way. But as soon as they meet someone from that background and they sound and they can have a laugh and they're quite normal, like and there's a lot of things that there's a lot of similarities, then they realize actually there's nothing to be afraid of. And that's without being wanky. Like one of the things that made me write the book was I was thinking, hopefully there'll be people that have never met a Muslim who read that book and realize I'm Muslim, but I'm mad about football, mad about like Oasis or whatever. Have a laugh. Like just because you've got a religion doesn't mean you have to be mega serious. But like they'll think actually I've slightly changed my mind about what Muslims are like.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
So yeah, but I mean, it's
all a front, but it's
yeah.
As long as it boosts sales.
Buy the fucking book and think what you want. Make me a millionaire. Couldn't give a shit about anyone else.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, if there's any racists out there that want, like, do you know that thing of like my best friend's black, so I can't be racist?
Yeah.
It's sort of like, buy my book. If anyone says you're Islamophobic, just point to the bookshelf. I've got that fucking book.
Yeah, you carry it in the top pocket.
It's like the white person version of the race card.
Yeah.
Is an audio book?
Yeah, except but I didn't do that. An actor did it, and that was he did a really good job.
What ethnicity was the actor?
He was Asian, right?
It's just I would like the idea of like a racist buying the book, but only the audio book. There's the white actor reading it. None of that shite. It's in English.
No, but it was
by Nooruddean. Choudry.
You can read the book and do the accent in your head yourself.
Well, the funny thing is, so the audiobook they sent me 2 voice actors as sort of people to choose from. One was from Birmingham.
Yeah.
It's the same guy doing both voices, probably.
Puts an hat on for
what you didn't know, Noz is the same guy.
Can we have one a little bit more Far Eastern, please?
No, that's too far. Back a bit. There you go, that's the one.
No, but so there's a guy with a Birmingham accent, but he was really good. And there was a guy who was from Manchester, an Asian, but he had quite an Asian accent, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That was different from mine.
Yeah.
And he wasn't as good as an actor, so I went for the guy from Birmingham who can do a good Manchester accent.
Right.
And he was great. So the funny thing is, like you were saying about you watched film and like it made you quite emotional in parts. So I didn't feel that when I wouldn't feel that when I read my book, but when I heard somebody else reading it
to you, like it's...
and like there's bits in there where I go to Pakistan between primary school and high school, and I meet all these families that I've never met before. Yeah, and they're so lovely to me, and like.
So no,
go on.
Not to make it about me.
It's a little bit about this.
When you said you went to Pakistan, I met loads of family that are lovely to you. This made me think of my uncle's funeral. When I met loads of family I'd never before.
No, but it's true.
But I wanted to shag them because a couple of them were fit as fuck. And then I got told they were third cousins, and I was like, well, that's out the window.
Third cousins is all right.
Third cousins is all right.
Fine. Basically a stranger, that.
Exactly. Well, that was my thinking. And then people kept going, stop trying to finger your cousins. So I was like, right, well, that's out the window then.
That's not in my book.
Yeah.
But you went to
Get all the thirds over there, please. All the seconds. All the immediates. Get out.
It's like amber red.
Yeah. Like a traffic light party at Kristen.
I'll be honest, I don't even know what they were. I know
all
it was my dad's cousin's daughter.
Yeah,
what's that? Is that second or third or what?
Did you do anything with her?
No.
That's a lie.
You're fine if you don't.
That'll come out. Yeah.
You don't have kids.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah. Although I know a guy
you don't want to mess with that gene pool.
No.
Yeah, it's wild though, isn't it?
I've done an audio book, you know.
Have you?
I have. Yeah, it was translated from French to English called "Soft in the Head." I mean, Dad went, oh, fucking, I bet they fucking sort you out to read that one, didn't they?
Yeah. Did you do the accent?
I was going to say.
Do you know what? The best of it is, there's a sample on whatever.
Audible.
Yeah, there's a audio sample. And it is one where I have to be, I could be drinking, with Landrum on and all this, and it's the worst voice to do French accents. And I had to plough all the way through the book. And the thing is, what I didn't realise, there's like 9 different characters in it. Yeah. And I kept losing track of what they sounded like. So I had to write in
I
the
did
book.
that reading me lads' stories for bedtime, never mind the audiobook.
I had to write, and I was like, right, this guy sounds like Mick Ferry. I used comics to do impressions of so I could keep track of it. Yeah.
I can't keep up with the Gruffalo, never mind.
Do Mick Ferry.
What are you on about?
That's what keep going.
Your dad such his binman.
Yeah.
Do Tez Ilias.
All right, I'll give you. Do it. Who's Tez? Never heard of him. Never heard of him.
Hello, I'm Tez.
So you went back to Pakistan and your family were lovely too.
Yeah. So the family
Let's get back to that story.
Quick.
So it's that thing of like so they were really lovely to me. Like I'd met like this whole new family that I never really realised I had in terms of how much they loved me, and like there was like 3 of them that when I said goodbye and left for England, that would be the last time I ever saw them because
you just knew, yeah.
No, I didn't know, but they died and I never got to see them again, and that was really sad. And then like towards the end of the book, my dad dies.
Right.
When I was a teenager. So
he's still alive though, and he just done it for the book.
Yeah, no, he's at home. No, but so those 2 bits where somebody else read it, and did the proper acting for it.
It's raw. Then it's yeah.
So like in terms of like, and again like you watching it, and again this sounds daft, but with the sort of editing, with the music, with the lighting and the grading. Like sometimes it must feel like a different person.
It absolutely is. It's because what I was thinking about more. You know what? It's probably been the hardest film for me to watch, but because I was in it and
desperate for a wank.
Yeah. Where's get your bum out? Is this vain? I don't know.
Is it insane? It's just me.
But yeah, I like the bit where I had to do the walk. I remember that day. And I remember I felt angry when I watched that scene because I remembered how frustrated I was getting with the walk. And then there's another bit where we're outside this phone box and I'm like, oh, it was the director's birthday that day and we got him a cake right after we finished. So I'm going with the other stories that are with it and I'm like, I'm not really keeping track.
So it's all memories.
It is, yeah. Like on that we did that and I had fish and chips for tea, and all that shit.
Well, also that thing about being funny and you saying that you don't think you'd be funny if you had to be funny. So much of it is how it's edited and directed. So you've got to totally trust the director that he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can sort of like you can say something and leave a pause because he's asked you to, and you can think that's not funny, but then on screen it's funny.
He makes it, and he has got Leif, the director, has got like comic timing as well. Like you know, even though it's not like a comedian,
but respecting the art.
They have that mindset where they can make something work funny. It's like it's very good skill to have in a way, isn't it? Yeah.
But also like the bits, the things I've seen that the director did in the past, I think he's got an ability to make things look more expensive than they are.
Absolutely, the guy's a genius. Honestly, one of his first short films he did was with Clint Boone, as well, and it's Clint sort of stuck in like this time loop. So it's really cleverly done. Like he drives past this bloke at the side of the road, and he's like, "What's going on there?" He's in a dead smart suit. Anyway, he breaks down, and then he gets fucking like smacked, and then the car goes, and he's stuck at the side of the road, and the car drives past, and it's him driving, and it's just this,
all right,
like in limbo.
The one I saw was like almost like a little bit John Wick.
Kowloon Killers, I think that would have been. Yeah, it's one of my favourites. That it's great. Yeah, I think I was talking to him about it because they were like, after we watched Mr. Doom yesterday, they were like, sequel, prequel, and Leif was like, I'm not sure. I was like, I said, would you do something with sports again? He's like, we'd pick a different sport. I was like, what about like cage fighting? He's like, that's not a bad idea. I'm like, fuck. So I could be I might get my ass out in the ring.
You can fight Rob.
Yeah,
I'll do it. Yeah.
You don't have to be funny. You can be miserable.
Yeah. I'll be up for that. Yeah. Plenty of history to draw back on. Yeah.
I want to ask you about being a writer then, or an editor of a journalist. So what? So you just get will you just get someone's article before it goes out and then read it and go, that's shit or not, and then be like,
shite.
Sometimes you won't need to touch it. Sometimes it's fine. You read it and it's absolutely fine, and you don't need to do anything. Sometimes it's just simple as like the phrase of things slightly differently, or they've repeated like a phrase or a word that they've put previously, so you change it slightly. Right. Sometimes you need to move everything around and ask them to rewrite it. Because the thing with editing is you want the writer to look as good as possible. So you want anyone to read it to think this writer's really good. So any changes you make, it's for the benefit of the writer.
They get arsey with you sometimes, thinking that was
no, but I think it comes from trust. So if I spend ages editing something for somebody else, saying rewrite that bit, that needs rewriting again, like the finished piece, I'll get no credit on it. Like no one will know that I've done work on it.
Yeah, but the writer will.
Yeah, but I'm wasting my time if I am. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's that thing of like they know that I'm going out of my way, because otherwise I could just say, yeah, it's fine, just put it out, and like people would notice the things that I change.
Right. Yeah.
So
what you got lined up then? What's your next kind of thing to fall into?
Well, this is the thing. Like this. I'm still promoting the book. So like for instance,
where can you buy it?
Sorry,
where can you buy it?
It's in. I'll tell you what's weird. I've always gone into Deansgate Waterstones, just sort of mooch about. Like, I used to do it at HMV. Like I'd spend ages walking around HMV looking at stuff. But like so it's in sort of bookshops.
All good bookstores.
Amazing.
So yeah, all good bookstores and
Amazon.
Amazon, yeah, it's on Amazon.
Where did you get the most book for?
I don't know. Like the people ask me, people have been dead nice and be like, "Where do you make the most money for?" Like where you buy it from? I don't know. So yeah, but like I'm doing little bits and bobs. Like I'm semi-regular on like the Guardian football weekly podcast. I occasionally still do a bit of freelance writing. I was in fact last year I did like a preview thing for the Edinburgh Fringe about like 15 acts to look out for. I might do that again, stuff like that.
You should write a squad comics, left back, right back, and why you
put comics.
Why you put them in that position?
Yeah. Oh, well, funny enough,
I should be left wing or left
twice
forward.
People have said that you're really good at football.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sick.
And you nutmegged someone.
That was Terry Carroll.
That was Tony Carroll.
Oh, beautiful move that. I saw the video to that.
Shearer, it was
fucking great.
Nutmeg Shearer.
Funny.
I turned him inside out and he fouled me, but whatever. My granddad never recorded it, so no one knows. Whatever.
And you're pretty good at football.
Yeah.
No one knows. No one's seen him play. He's just told people he's good at football.
No, people have seen flashes of brilliance outside that castle and they thought, fucking hell.
He's like the footballer bag of ants.
Is it? Yeah. I don't know what that is, but I just like the sound of it. No, just class in it. You know what I mean? Like people recognise it. They go, that's class.
Even like the way you control it.
The way he's passed that ball back, like that is class. That just little. There you go. Just have that. I'll show you one now. I'll get someone, I'll kick it, and you'll go, oh yeah.
But I'd love it if it was all reputation. No one had actually seen you play.
No one has seen him play. You don't want to see him play. He's just told people he's good at football.
Get a footy, I'll start spraying it around that car park.
You bring your ankle after the second.
Yeah, Xavi Alonso, me, mate. I'll do whatever I fucking like. Eusebio, Xavi, whatever. I can do whatever. Versatile.
It's a footballer's name as well.
It is. There you go.
Simon Wozniak.
Yeah.
I should be pro. Me and Lewandowski up front.
You imagine if you got a stick. Oh, I've got a Simon Wozniak.
A shiny.
Yeah.
He must have been on the ale and I saw the photo.
Yeah.
Right, so where can we find you then, Noz?
Bearded Genius.
Bearded Genius on
Even
Twitter.
though I don't have a beard and I'm not a genius. Get asked that all the time.
What's your Instagram following like?
I don't really bother with it. I use...
Stick to what you're good at.
I use Instagram as like just a private thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I'm like with Facebook.
And the book's called Inshallah United.
Inshallah United.
Inshallah United, yeah.
Danny?
Aye, Mr. Doom in cinemas soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
I think I've actually got some fucking gigs as well.
Oh,
once.
Ooh.
What's your you're not doing your social media much, do you? Let's just post a picture of your ass.
Yeah, I mean Twitter at Danny Sutcliffe's.
So they'll just have to keep an eye out for the film then, because you've no release date or anything.
Nothing yet, but
is there a mailing list?
I will definitely.
Has the film got a mailing list to hear about it?
I don't believe it has. No.
Well,
if you follow me
you find
on
it, you
Twitter-
find it.
Mr. Doom just keeps.
I was going to say
Google it
about
once a week.
Yeah, once a week until it comes up.
16th and 17th of June. I'm in Leeds. I think high tide. Yeah. I did look at one
For
day
gigs
then.
or just
I did look at one day,
weekend.
and it just said, "Whoa, I forgot Saturday. Troop in the colour." Who books that?
Yeah.
And you're on Twitter.
That's bin day, that
You're on
now.
Twitter as well.
Yeah. At Danny Sutcliffe's.
You're one of my favourite comics on Twitter.
Oh, mate, thank
You and Liam Bolton.
Oh, Liam. Oh, fucking hell, he's so fucking funny.
He won't come on the pod because he's scared of
podcast.
cameras.
You joking?
Scared of cameras.
Oh man, he's made
Doesn't want
me
any
cry.
entertainment.
It's so
No,
funny.
he's fucking
But again,
great.
like my favourite comics are the ones that you just think, what kind of brain have they got? As in,
But try being a friend. You want them to do well in life, and you're like, stick to something, will you, for more than 2 weeks?
yeah.
Psychopath. Right, sign up to the Patreon. Love you a long time. Ta-ra.
Yep. Thank you. Sign up to the Patreon.
I've never said love you a long time before. I don't know why I said that. I meant to say love you always.
Told you. 100 episodes.
We started in the Far East.
Yeah.
ended in the Far East.